Okay, why don't we just like have a little yapping while Nick fixes the router? Why don't we have a little talk, one-on-one, about something? I don't know. Yeah, that was a big wait. What do we talk about? Give me topics to give me something to nerd about, and I will talk about it for like an hour. Wait, Nick is in here, so I think I can like make this a mess. Where's Transcend? Oh, there she is. There's Transcend. Because Nick doesn't like when I get this messy on the overlay, but you know what? I like it when I get this messy on the overlay. Just putting my wives all over the screen. Just my wives. Me and my wives. She's so cute though, like the little horse. She's so adorable. I love her. She's like super cute and she has like... She's like super cute and like she has like a great voice and she has like huge tits. She's great. I love her. What woman would I let kill me? Like, I don't know, like half the cast on Path to Nowhere, probably? Which I haven't played in a while, actually. I don't know, I get like very burnt out in like gacha games, so I play them on like spurts. For some reason, Umomusume is the only one that isn't like that. No, Umomusume is the only one that I haven't like gotten burnt out of yet. Like every other gacha, I just like get burnt out. So I need to like, so I play it for a while, then I don't play it for like a while, then I play it a little bit for a while again, then I don't play it for a while again. I don't know. I think maybe Umomusume is like, because we are so like behind on content, and we're getting like content that is already out, and like, because Umomusume came out like 3 years earlier in Japan, I think, than it came out over here. And we're like catching up to the content in Japan. We're like behind still by like 2 years on the content in Japan. So I think like Umomusume, one of the things is like, I know what's going to happen next. I know what characters are going to like be releasing next and stuff like that, because we know because they're releasing everything on the same order as they did in Japan, right? They're releasing everything on the same order. So I think like the fact that we know, like, oh, this character is going to come out, and then this character is going to come out, like, that is keeping me around. That is keeping me around because I want that character eventually, and I want that character eventually. No, I think that's keeping me around. I don't know. Hey, let's put her here. Let's put her here. Look, everyone, we have a new co-host. Isn't she adorable? And I don't know, her voice just like massages my brain. Like, I don't know what's about, like what the thing is about her voice, that is just like, oh, my brain is getting massaged.
Tore-chan, 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 Tore-chan. Yahoo, Tore-chan. 遊びに来たよ。
I don't know. Very nice for my brain. I like it. Tore-chan. Tore-chan. Tore-chan, Tore-chan. Where are you listening to music now? I love this song. I think I Pablo'd myself into like this song by like overexposure. Kimi no aiba ga tsukyun tokyun hashiri dashi. What happened to Takion? She's been replaced as my top wife. I like Takion. But she's been replaced as the top wife. She has such a nice voice, no? Like Transcend has such a nice voice. I love this voice. Tsukyun dokyun hashiri dashi. Bakyun bakyun kate juku yoko naresu wa hajimete. Tsukyun dokyun mune ga nari. Bakyun dokyun daisuki da yo. Kyou mo kanaderu. Happy happy darin san ni ichi go five upi upi hani san ni ichi. And that's all you're getting for karaoke. I'm not singing for another year. I hope you guys like it. And I have talked about this before, right? What about the allegations? Don't worry about the allegations, don't worry. Don't worry. I got cured. We were playing Morrowind, and we got infected with the, like, dog disease, but we got cured. We cast a spell and we got cured, so we don't have the dog disease anymore. We don't have the dog disease anymore. We are immune to the dog disease. We have been immunized against the dog disease. We will never become puppy again. No puppy. So we are not getting a toggle. We don't need a puppy toggle now because I'm immune now. Yes, I'm immune. As you guys very well know, I am immune to the puppiness. Listen, I wasn't a puppy, but then I got the disease, but then I cured it, right? So now I'm immune. It's like, which one is the one you can only get once? Measles? I know there's one that you can only get once. I was a puppy for a very short amount of time before I cured it. Okay? I don't remember which one is the one you can cure. You only get one. Is it measles? I don't know. Listen, I don't bark. I don't waggle my tail. I don't lick people. I'm not a puppy. I'm not a puppy. No, you don't have irrefutable evidence. There is no evidence. You are talking about AI generated imagery. I know this. You are using AI to frame me as being a puppy. I don't know. Maybe my clipbot is like maybe my bot for clipping is like sentient and he has like nefarious intentions against me. Maybe he wishes. He wishes to attack me. Can you prove otherwise? Can you prove the bot is insentient and hates me? Hi, Silent. Nick's router died, so we are just like improvising right now. And also, I'm not a puppy. I continue to be completely innocent of these puppy allegations. Oh. Hello.
Ooh, that's a good way to start a day. Well, not a day, but just like...
Wait, let me get rid of the horse that is on your face.
I'm so fucking angry. Killa, try not to be a bitch today. I know it's gonna be hard for you.
Let me get rid of the horse on your face. We're back at the mess because I was talking about my wife.
Yeah.
With my nature.
I don't give a damn except nurture. I'm tired. That was so frustrating. Like I can't be mad at anyone, but like the router maker, why would you make... I don't know if new makes do this. I don't know why you would make the share Wi-Fi button to set up printers the same button to factory reset.
Oh, that seems like a design oversight, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, hold it for 2 seconds to share, but then the light won't indicate. And so like, if the light doesn't indicate, your brain goes like, do I keep holding it? And then when you hold it, it's like, oh, time to factory reset. And it's like, you should have 2 separate buttons for this. So I don't have to spend like half an hour to like...
Yeah, but it is a known scientific fact that printers were designed by Satan to make people angry.
They are. Like, it took me a while. I learned to count, Silent. I can count the last 2 digits of your fucking name and know that you're more ancient than me. Anyway, I fucking fixed it. It was annoying. We're done. How was your week, Candy?
Very hot. I don't know if you're having like a heat wave or something. But I don't know. I feel like I'm getting the meat sweats despite the fact that I'm not eating meat.
You know, printers are awful. It took me... You know what the worst part is, Candy? My router was a bitch to connect to the Wi-Fi, but now that I had to reset the router, I bet you I'm gonna have to reset my Wi-Fi to my printer again. I hate this. I hate this domino effect. But even I wouldn't have factory... I held it! I was told by another person, hey, you have to hold it. And I'm like, okay, there's no light indicator. Let me let go. Let me hold it again for this amount of time. And then a green light popped out. And then it reset it.
I feel like this overlay is like a perfect encapsulations on my brain state constantly.
Yeah. Sounds like a skill issue. Oh, silent. You too. F2 silent. Everyone's in bitch mode today.
Yeah.
I've had a rough week. Just give me a fucking break. I know I'm a cartoon on a screen, but I beg of thee, have empathy. All right.
And so I had
I'm
to.
gonna exhale. I'm gonna reset.
Yeah.
You keep going.
I had to do. I had to do like I don't know why because like so far like I'm doing like a degree on graphic design, right? So far every homework has been like digital because that's just how you work today, right?
Well, yeah, it's a digital medium. Makes sense.
With like Adobe Illustrator and all, but like for some reason or like the teacher decided to like ask us to like do something physically this week.
Like a written exam or something?
Not like a piece, but like physically with like pens and shit.
For graphic design, I guess you could do that. But the problem is like the problem is that would kind of lean into also having some ability to. Because okay, please clarify for the graphic design. Is your course graphic design in like general, or is it like more catered to marketing and logos and stuff like that and websites?
More like that, yeah, more like marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like with that in mind, like doing that physically would be a bit weird because it's like you'd still need some sort of skill in like drawing or motory function that isn't necessarily as strict when you have like a mouse and keyboard. That's kind of one of the benefits of like digital graphic design. So it's just like if you had a vision and you just have a hard time putting it on paper and the teach is just like you this shit sucks. It's like I don't know how to draw, man. What do you want from me?
Yeah, and it's like I had to like go out and buy like a notebook and pencils and shit because I just don't have any of that anymore. Like, when was the last time you used one of those? Like, I just don't.
You're talking to a person. You're talking to a person who used to like who used to tutor for a cram school and also
Oh yeah, I guess.
for like a long time. So I have like a bunch left over. That being said, there are times where I'm just like I should throw this out, but you'd get surprised how useful pen and paper can just be when you have to take notes of like personal stuff too to schedule.
No, like I don't. One of the reasons I don't use is because like my fucking handwriting is so bad that like 2 weeks later even I cannot understand it anymore.
Really?
Like once I forget what it says, I cannot like reinterpret it.
You know what I never got? Cursive.
Oh yeah. Why do they spend so much time? Why do they spend so much time teaching that?
Because like outside of signatures, it's like when your teacher's like, you've got to learn cursive, and it's like you're not writing full documents in cursive. Usually, cursive is just there to write a signature, but even then, like, yeah, it never taxes. But even then, like, you wouldn't be writing your signature in pure cursive because then anyone could forge your signature as long as they learn pure cursive. You make your signature more unique.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the point?
Yeah. And that's the funny part. I never learned. I never like actually was able to learn cursive, but I learned to like forge signatures, and I'm pretty good at that. You know why? Because there was this class that I never did the homework for. Like there was this class I never wanted to do the homework for because it sucked. Yeah. It was boring. Yeah. And that is the thing about me. I don't know if it's the autism, the ADHD. I don't know what it is, but if I find something boring, I just try to find a way to not do it. Like I cannot power through it. It physically hurts me to power through something I don't care about.
Well, that's like a common, like we joke, but you have gone on record that it's very likely you have undiagnosed ADHD. Exactly, like Killa put it. It's just like that's a very telltale sign of it.
Yeah, so there was this class I just never did any homework for. So the teacher was always like, "Okay, I'm going to send you this letter with like, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on? And I need it to be signed by your parents."
That's always the most terrifying thing.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to forge their signatures.
I never got the point of like the signing, like the signing thing. Oh, okay, I got it to a degree, but it's just like you're doing this. It's like the teacher goes, I wrote like I have this document that's going to make your parents get angry at you. Show it to them. And it's like, what child would go like, okay, like they're gonna avoid it. That's scary.
Yeah.
If anything, the whole point, to be fair, like school, like from what I've heard, school currently, in like the younger years is like a lot more forgiving because they understand, since like mental health has become more of an awareness thing,
Yeah.
and shaming is just a very bad mechanic to be using. Um, but it's just like in our youth, it's just like always just like you didn't do well. Well, you have to get this signed, and it's just like any kid is like going to be afraid of that because it's just like one, maybe they just can't digest the contents of it. There are different types of intelligences. Why are
Yeah.
you shaming them? Instead of being an actual teacher and going, yeah, it just taught everyone like it. If your system allows if your system allows generous leeway for the like for the solution for kids to lie and understand that lying is a way of getting out of like trouble, then that system's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
I never actually learned to be responsible. I just became a very good liar.
yeah, no, because like kids don't want to get in trouble, especially if it's things like they can't help or if it's just stuff like that. As a teacher, if your kid's doing poorly in the subject, you have to like pinpoint exactly why and then figure out how you can like help accordingly.
Yeah,
And just like also talk to their parents. You can't always solve every problem. Sometimes it's the parents going like, "Oh, my kid doesn't have ADHD. We don't believe in that." And it's like, "Oh God, I don't even know how to approach this." But yeah.
no, yeah, there was like a huge like culture of humiliation on my school. Um,
Is
because
that why
like
you're a bottom?
no, it was not. It was not the fun. I'm not. First of all, I'm not a bottom. Second of all, it was not the fun way of
You know
humiliation.
what? No. You know what the funny part is? You tried countering and you did not do that until you took a second to think about it. Anyway.
Okay, so like yeah, there was this like constant like culture of humiliation because like I remember like at the end of the year we had like a public assembly with like everyone at school. Like at the end of every year we had like a public assembly with everyone at school, and by name, one by one, they called everyone out who had to like repeat the year, and they had them leave the audience, the like room.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
And that never happened to me because despite everything, I always managed to just like scrape by, get enough C's, I guess. But it was like Jesus Christ, that was nasty, man. That was kind of like thinking about it. Like back then, I liked any public assembly because it was an excuse to not be on class. So I was just happy to be there, I guess. But like looking back at it, it's like yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh.
Actually, it was one of the best. Actually, like the school I went to was like one of the best public schools in the region. It wasn't like a shit school with like shit grades. It was like kind of like actually like kind of pretty decent.
Yeah, my elementary too. It's just like institutions change a little over time. They're not going to be perfect. They can never be perfect. Different generations and all that. But the old generation was just like, it doesn't matter how you are. You have to accommodate to our template and our expectations.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, the problem lay with you. And then as more was kind of fleshed out in the public of
Okay, 99 star.
Nightstar, leave us in the background. Say that. Nightstar. Like as more
We needed attention.
yeah, as more like yeah, see Candy knows. As more like kind of got fleshed out and shown on the media that like mental health and especially in your formative years is very imperative and like these techniques are proven to be bad. People like, the institutions had to change accordingly. Otherwise, like it was very clear like where the poor quality of students would come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it just became a thing where it's just like you want the ideal situation for like a formative youth to go to school is like if they don't know a subject or they have trouble with a subject, they shouldn't have the fear to open up about it to anyone. They should be able to confidently like talk to either a teacher or their parent and then they help them. That should be like the main support of it. My mom I muted my mic for a minute. My mom was being a bit of a bitch. she because she is so cheeky. You know where I get my shit disturbing gene from? It's my mom. My mom loves to like sow a little bit of chaos. And she opened the door and she was like, like, cause she lost her phone again in the house.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Although I do get it because like I have like several like family members whose entire thing is that like they have to buy a phone every 3 or 4 months because it's just like I don't know where it went. I don't know where it is.
So like we've been ringing it. It rings in the house. We don't know where I ask her like, where do you keep it? And she's like, I don't remember. My pain sometimes makes me forget. I'm like, this is why I tell you to like write shit down. And then she's had it lost for 2 days straight. And then she hears me talking to you, and she opens the door. He's like, I'm struggling without my phone. By the way, I gave her my tablet so she could watch YouTube because she was whining about not being able to watch YouTube. And she opens the door and she's like, you're talking, and meanwhile, my phone is missing. I'm so sad, and you can't look for my phone. I'm like, I'm not gonna cover you up. You lost it for the umpteenth time after every warning. And my mom just stared at me, giggling, and she's like, I just don't like it when you laugh. I'm like, yeah, yeah, is that how it is? I'm glad you got back pain. Talking more than when you hit an age where you can like effectively talk shit back to your parents, and then they're like, oh, I can't do anything because
Yeah.
the passage of time has really made my kid win in this matchup. It's kind of satisfying. Can you set up Find Your Phone with Android? I might need.
I don't know. I've never lost my phone, so I never needed to.
Yeah, I know. I haven't either. I've thought about it. I need to maybe buy her one of those. You know those tags to your belt that for work cards.
Yeah.
I mean, I might need to buy like the equivalent of that for a phone. Because I know Apple has like Find Your Phone like built in, but we use Android because we're poor.
No, I use Android because I hate Apple.
I also hate Apple's ecosystem.
Yeah.
My friend got really weirdly. My friend at one point was very much like Android's modular. This is great, and then it went to Apple, and then it was just like, he's just like, green bubble, derogatory. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, bro. I don't care.
Okay, Nick. I have a question for you because you know more about more about cape slop than I do.
Cape slop? You mean hero stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Who the fuck is White Fox?
See if I know. Oh, from Marvel?
Yeah.
I don't think I know her comic run that well, actually.
Because they just added her to like Marvel Rivals, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Where are you from? Where did you come from?
Yeah, no, I don't exactly know.
I mean, she's kind of hot, but like,
kind of a pull. I think she might have rolled with like Domino in them. You know Domino?
isn't she like related to Deadpool somehow?
Yeah, she's like one of his girlfriends at some point. I think she was in a group with him, but she's not like anything. She's not necessarily as big of a name as the others. So.
I mean, she's kind of hot, so it's okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind her.
I think Domino was in 2, because in one was mostly his immediate friend cast, and then 2 had like him assembling a group.
No, this is like one of her skins. She's kind of hot.
I saw her earlier because like on occasion when I just go through like a bathroom break and I check through YouTube shorts, is like there was like one that was comparing her and Kiriko from Overwatch because they're very similar in some regards.
Yeah.
And the voice actor for her is actually really cool. She did the delivery really well. But yeah, to be the fact that you say that I'm into Cape Slop, I haven't read comics in quite a while, so for a variety of reasons.
Have I seen Deadpool? No, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any. I don't watch superhero movies. I haven't watched any of them.
Oh, Deadpool's pretty good though.
Like
it's just Ryan. It's just Ryan Reynolds having dark comedy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't like Deadpool as a character. He annoys me.
Because he is you.
No, I'm not that annoying. I'm more low-key.
You low key.
Compared to him?
Low key.
Compared to him, yeah. Oh, I never seen Scarlet Widow? No, I haven't. I don't know what that is.
You low key is a new one.
Also, they are going to add Black Cat to Marvel Rivals. She's like the next character.
Yeah, she's cool.
And she's very hot.
Deadpool is a fun character. Okay, here's the problem.
Look
I
at her,
get where
Nick.
Candy is. Yeah, yeah, I've seen. She's also. I like her design in the Marvel Spider-Man games. She's really good in that. But I get where both people are coming from. I do like Deadpool. I think like the problem is once he started hitting mainstream, you got like so many people writing him in a very like.
It's the Joker problem, yeah.
Yeah, where some of them wrote him cringe, but like he has some extremely fun comic book runs. His movies are good, I'd say that. His video game was pretty decent. Nolan North actually voices him really well, so yeah.
You know who I'm waiting for? Oh, I hope they add soon. Gwenpool. She's fun. I love her.
Okay.
Listen, I have a bias. I have a bias because, like, here's the thing.
Oh, yeah,
Here's the thing. I don't know how many trans women you know besides me and Wendy. I don't know.
I know a few.
But every trans woman has, like, that one character that was her profile picture for, like, 2 years.
Yeah, no, but I also know that you are the same type of person who would look at a character and go like, oh, cool, too bad they're a guy. Which has been your Genshin run for a long time.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, like, every trans woman has a,
Yeah, they do. When had, like, that blue-haired girl on Steam for so long that I can't remember the life of me for. She still has it. I don't know who that character is.
Domino. Yeah, she's hot. Domino's hot. Yeah, but I don't know anything about her. And she's not a Marvel rival, so I know she's not a Marvel rivals yet, so I don't know anything about her.
Hold on, I'm gonna threaten my mom's stuff.
I mean, that can be like... That's actually not a terrible idea for a superpower. Just like... always being incredibly lucky. Like, I'm always incredibly lucky. That's not a terrible idea for a superpower. Like, I can see how... I can see that working for like some very fun scenarios. That's not a terrible idea.
My mom found the phone, and then she immediately goes. She immediately goes, fuck you, Silent. She went that, yeah, too. But she immediately goes, I found it. I'm sorry for earlier, but also I'm not giving you your tablet back. And then I told you that I'm like, Candy, I have to mute for a second. I have to threaten her stuff. And then I turned off my mic, and then I looked at my mom and was like, the next time you sleep, one of your possessions is going on the street, and I'm smashing. Oh, this family is... Yeah, I'm ratting you out. I'm a snitch. Well, when it comes to you guys.
I feel like this kind of stuff will happen all the time with me if my mom spoke English.
She tried guilt tripping me. She's just like, oh, everyone says you're a good son. I'm like, yeah, well, everyone says you're a good mom, so 2 for 2 on the wrongs.
Okay, Nick, we need to talk about this. Am I Puppygirl coded? Am I like... I'm a dog
I
coded.
can't believe you're so rude to your mother. To be fair, like after a certain point of time back and forth, it's a long story, and we won't go to the mental health hour. She sounds nice. She is. It's just parents.
Yeah,
Being able to call out your parents is a very healthy thing, I think, when you grow older.
yeah.
That's like what you should be able to do. Yeah, we no, you talked about the puppy thing of you being a golden retriever. It's tough to No, I think you are when you find the right people. You're very loyal. You do like talking. I think you're very proactive in trying to find interest in stuff. So I think you're a bit puppy coded. You're also like very big on puppy crushes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
But I'm not a
you're
puppy girl. I'm not a puppy
you.
girl.
Let me see this. I'm looking at the clip where you're supposed to be barking. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's you.
Yeah, but that's not working as me. That's working as role playing as Link. You know?
So you aren't a puppy. You just decided to role play as a dog, which you know,
Yeah, because the game we were playing was like the one where you turn into a dog.
yeah, but like you could have like not done the barking. You could have like said anything else. You do like to sniff people. That is true.
It's how you get. I was going to say it's how I get. I was going to say it's how I get information, but that doesn't sound like doesn't help my case.
Mm-hmm. That part of your brain is just larger than the others.
I have never said I want a leash and a tail plug. I have never said that. I don't know where you got that from.
You'd look cute in a collar.
Of course you said that.
It's a good thing we aren't actually a couple. The amount of shit I'd give you. I would be like, if we lived together, hey babe, you want to go out for a walk? And you're just like, yeah, I guess I could use the air. I'm not big on it. I'm like, yeah, all right. And then I put your choker on and I'll leave. This is humiliating. They're like,
Yeah, no.
oh my god. You are kind of puppy cut, which is kind of funny. I've had that thing where people describe each other as like either cat or dog. I've gotten both sometimes.
Yeah.
But like yeah, no, like I'd say the ironic thing is you lean into liking cats more, but you do have like dog like tendencies.
Okay, but like what kind of dog? Because they say I'm a depressed golden retriever.
I'd say depressed golden retriever or husky energy.
I do make a lot of weird noises.
You make a lot of weird noises. Also, you kind of like you are friendly. You are very baby. You are very baby to the people you like, but there are times where you kind of just want to chill on your own.
Yeah.
Which is what huskies do. They'll find a room on their own and then they'll just chill there for a while. So I could see depressed golden retriever, which is like the saddest oxymoron, or husky, the annoying yappy dogs. I mean, chihuahuas would be there.
Have you ever seen that commercial where they? Have you ever seen that commercial for like an adoption agency where they just like straight up point a gun at a dog?
Oh.
and, and the dog looks visibly scared, like it knows what a gun is.
Poor baby. Why would you...
Let me see if I can find it.
That would get the job done, actually, wouldn't it? That is... Whew.
It's from the RSPCA. And it's like the dog is like visibly scared of the gun. Like it knows what it is. Like it has
traumatizing.
Like it has
traumatizing an animal for the bit. Like
it has seen one before and it knows what it is.
It'd be one thing. It'd be like dark humor. It'd be dark humor if they overlaid it through editing. But like like you know what? Because like me and Candy can enjoy the occasional dark humor. It'd be like adopt or else, and then it's just like an overlay of the gun pointing, but clearly it's not in front of the dog, so the dog just tilts its head curiously. That I would be like, oh haha. But this is just like sad.
Okay, Nick, are you looking?
It's unlisted. Of course it's unlisted. Look at him, he's so shaggy. In the arms of an angel.
Please give us a pound. Or we'll have to pull the trigger.
It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up.
You can't be doing that.
You can't be doing that.
That's like so dark. That is. Ooh.
Like I told you, they just straight up point a gun at a dog, and he looks scared of the gun.
Poor thing. We put someone else in charge or something. Yeah, it's like that. You and I found that commercial hilarious, even though it's supposed to be dark. Remember the guy who veers off the road and then?
Oh yeah, and he like crushes a bunch of children. Yeah.
Crushes the kill, but the way it's a tragic event, but the way it's edited is like a bit. Like it's so terrible.
Yeah, it feels like a burnout paradise ad or something. Like.
Yeah, it is. It is like I don't know who, and the thing is they play it straight. They go like, shame on you for like doing for speeding in residential zones or whatever, and you're just sitting there. It's like this does not hit how you think it hits. It was so bad.
Yeah. And there's like there's like that like whenever I think about that commercial, I think about the edit. Someone made an edit of that commercial where like the guy is driving normally, and then out of nowhere, like from his backseat, Sheldon pops out and says "Bazinga," and that scares him, and that's the reason he rolls over.
Bazinga! Oh yeah, you know, out of all like the Big Bang things, like none of the jokes really land as much if you actually are a bit of a nerd. Until like it's just the stupid thing of like the Bazinga in the ball pool, because there's something so. It's like self-referential meme. It's like, what if you were just like being hunted down by a meme you didn't like, and it works.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
What does that even mean? Is that supposed to mean anything?
It's literally his catchphrase. I like Big Bang Theory. I'd say early seasons are good, but like the more you watch it, the more it's clear the writers are just like, just say something a nerd would say, and then we'll have the laugh track. And it's like, yeah, Bazinga doesn't mean anything. There's an episode where he goes like, oh, like what would I do? Like have this lame catchphrase like Bazinga, but that like to make a joke or emphasize the joke, and then it just stays for the whole fucking thing. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Because like early seasons, like, yeah, there are more characters, but then there are just times where they're just like, literally a character will say a piece of lore from like a niche nerd thing, like maybe Warhammer, Lord of the Rings, etc. And it's not even a joke. It's just them reciting something, and then the audience laugh, and it's just like, nerd culture. And it's like, okay, that's not really like, if you're familiar, you're kind of like, he just said a thing. That's not really, you're right. So like, yeah.
Yeah, but that's just like I feel like that's just like a problem with like American comedy, because they never end.
Well, yeah. Well, there are some like Smiling Friends decided to end, but I think that's because like,
yeah, and I have a lot of respect for that. I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, no, because the Newgrounds animator like era is very, they're very like principled in that sort of thing for the comedy, right? Their inspirations and stuff, and not necessarily money. Like, to be fair, if you've followed like Psychic Pebbles like before Smiling Friends and stuff, he did have a life where it's like, yeah, bills were tough to pay and stuff like that, but like the principle was like making stuff he enjoyed, and there's a very respectable thing to carry that and not like drive something to a point of like where you're exhausted with the IP, like The Simpsons or Family Guy or like other long-standing like sitcoms and stuff like that. So
yeah. Speaking of that, speaking of like, you know how I mentioned that like this week I watched The Amazing Digital Circus, and I actually like it.
Yeah, we did. We I don't think I actually commented. I just sat there and I was just like, I know it. I could make the joke that she's just gonna be like meme girl from now on, but like I don't know if like, I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Gen Z. Yeah, I've heard it's good from more of my Gen Z friends than anything.
Yeah, but it isn't that like Gen Z coded. It isn't like dripping in irony or anything like that. Like, you know, that's a lot of problem with like modern media. It's like it is dripping with irony.
Yeah. The interesting thing about just like Supernatural, I know a lot of friends who really hated the ending of Supernatural, but they like vouch for me like as it like from start to middle, it's really good.
The only thing I know about Supernatural is that they sent a guy to super hell for being gay.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. It is the funniest thing. How could you make Fujoshi so mad in a spiteful manner, and part of me just sits there giggling? But like, yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, no, the one surprising thing about Digital Circus was I heard it was inspired by I Have No Mouth.
No, it actually is just straight up just that story. It's like a retelling of that story.
Is it a horror then?
It's kind of, it's a little bit. It's a it's horror comedy in a way.
That's kind of a bummer. Well, I mean, just like that setting. I'm thinking of the setting because the setting is so miserable for I Have No Mouth and I'm in Scream. So
Yeah, yeah, the characters are really fun. Really like, there's a lot of like, there's a lot of depth to them, like genuine like emotional depth, and like the different ways they're like traumatized and stuff like that. But I mentioned it because there's an episode where they go to the beach.
Yeah.
They go to the beach and one of them like, because one of them has like removable eyes because they're like puppets and stuff like that.
Yeah, is it the denture guy?
No, he's like you know, like speaking on like the I have no mouth and I'm screaming like comparisons. The dentures guy is or AM. I don't know how you pronounce it.
The computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but there's one of the characters who has like removable eyes, and they're in the ocean, and one of the eyes like falls off. So the protagonist goes down to the bottom of the sea to like try to find the eye, and she comes across like two fishes, and one of them is like played by Zack Heidel from like, you know,
Oh, that's
X-Men Friends. And the funny thing is like he specifically asked them to like, because the rest of the show is like very high quality CGI, right? But those two fishes are like animated because he specifically asked them to like animate the fishes to look like shitty like early 2000 CGI.
That's pretty great.
So they're like completely out of place. They look green screened in, and they're like they don't have any textures. They're like animating like in that way where they didn't have like skeletons or anything.
That
it's amazing.
Like his MO too.
It's
like
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really funny.
Wait, the protagonist. So there's an actual hard protagonist. I thought it was just an ensemble cast that was.
Yeah, have you seen the clown thing?
Yeah, she's one of them. Like she's the jester hat one, right?
Yeah, she's the protagonist basically.
Oh, okay, because she's one of the most notable designs, along with the dentures guy with the eyeballs in his mouth.
Yeah, he's AM. He's the bad one. He's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I thought about it, like in terms of the like I think I saw the not the trailer, but like a thumbnail when it like first like blew up, and like those were the two designs that kind of stood out the most that I could look at, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Mostly because the girl looked like remember that, not the Balan Wonderworld, like there was like that electric jester not rip off, like spiritual successor of Sonic.
Oh yeah. That was actually really good. That one was actually really good.
Yeah, she reminded me of that design for some reason. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Was that your week?
Kind of. Yeah, I think. Like going back to like one last thing, because we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Doesn't like, because I'm thinking like it doesn't seem so far fetched that I would add Gwenpool to the game, right? Because like isn't like Jeff the land shark related to her?
Yeah, but it's just like also a popular character.
Isn't that shark with legs like her pet or something?
I wouldn't know. I didn't read Gwenpool Run. I dropped comics quite a while ago. There are times like I pick up like something, or like my friend and I talk about something, and then I find out some new news, and then I check out a storyline. But like I haven't. I think Gwenpool was around, like not even around. She was quite a bit after I got fatigue from comics and just kind of wanted to not. So. Plus, like, Gwen being added in the game, like I don't doubt that she's a popular character.
I hate that.
My brain just kind of goes like, chances are if you want gameplay diversity, and then you want to just like add in some of the clone-ish characters, because there's already like the spider people, like Peter Parker, Penny Parker.
Yeah, well, they're very different.
Yeah, they're very different, but there's like a theme on that too, right? So like to be fair, like I think about it, like Spider-Gwen would probably have too many mechanics similar to Spider-Man, right? So I feel like she would be further in the back line of adding. So yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm just thinking of like Gwenpool wears a leotard, and the way this game designs assets, that's like a recipe for success.
Is there any point in your time where you're not thirsty?
No.
Okay.
uh, no, but what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
But we don't believe her. To be fair, there have been times where Candy does go like, I don't know where my lines are, and I'm just like, God help us all if they aren't established. Anything else this week?
I think that's it. I think that was my week. I could talk about the fact that after watching the Amazing Digital Circus for a while, I kind of want to fuck the clown thing now.
So my week, mostly work. But I did try. I tried to like. I was hitting burnout, so I was like, maybe this is the time where I can play video games and kind of enjoy myself now. So I decided to pick up like one of the shorter ones on my list, and I played Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. That's like the Mega Man one. And to be fair, for those who know, I'm not too big on the first one and the second one. I think they're very anime slop coded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Retirement home, having your night like nap time there. All right. So like with Azure Striker Gunvolt 3, it's actually a good game, but it like there's so much about this. So okay, there's anime slop games, you know what I mean, right? Like the in media res anime game that has a bunch of nonsensical terms that they don't even necessarily explain, right?
Yeah, the idea factoring in.
Yeah, like for Azure Striker Gunvolt, they have these they have adepts who are essentially these power users. Then they have things called Septima, and they have all these things, and it kind of piecemeal goes to it. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 goes way into the further line of just going like, here's primal dragons and Octima and stuff like that. And here's the funny thing. The Azure Striker Gunvolt main series kind of flounders because the main protagonist's Kit is not fun to play. He's a very weirdly defense-oriented character in a Mega Man game.
Yeah.
And his powers, he has no power steal ability. He just gets secondary turrets when you beat a certain enemy, and the turrets aren't good. They're for set play. And if you're playing a fast-paced Mega Man X game, a set play character is a very weird character to be playing. Inversely, like, so one, you only had him. Azure Striker Gunvolt also has this horrible weakness of making secret endings based off of arbitrary like elements that aren't good. So there's one secret, like you don't get the true ending for the first one unless you talk to a certain character like 50 times, do a bunch of these secret level things, collect these items, and then show her a pendant, and then she bestows her love to this pendant or whatever, and then you fight the final boss. You wouldn't get the true ending either way. If you like, you wouldn't get the true ending if you didn't do that.
That sounds lewd. How does she restore her love to the pendant? Does she put her Berkuchi?
No. It would corrode. But like in the second game, they introduced the rival character as a playable character, and he's the superior character to play. He's very Mega Man oriented. He has a very fun roulette system where he can air dash naturally because he has a jetpack, and then if you slam into the ground, he reloads his revolvers. It's very satisfying, and it's a very fun reset mechanic. And he becomes the superior character to play, and just fun. That's why he has a spin-off series called Luminous Avenger, because silly names. And Luminous Avenger played fine. Hold on. Did I? No, I played Luminous Avenger. Then in Azure Striker Gunvolt 2, the secret ending is you have to play both routes, even though one character clearly sucks, and you have to do the challenge levels, and then the two main characters face off against each other. And it's a little convoluted. Like if you don't really like playing one character, you're just like, oh god, I got to do all the same levels again and these like special conditions. It's just like whatever. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 does not do that on the secret level thing. It just goes, you just have to beat the final boss in a specific way. You have to use your main character's like built-in mechanic and not do your other attacks. A little lame in some ways, but easier. The main character, her name is Kieran. So the way, how do you fix the problem of Gunvolt, Azure Striker Gunvolt being the main character Gunvolt? You don't make him the main character anymore. You make Kieran the main character, and Gunvolt is like a Devil Trigger assist mode.
Oh.
And he's invincible, and he can essentially like float and skip most of the level for you. And then he's a bit like OP, but the meter will run out. But he's like very pure true damage. So that's the kind of benefit you can do to it. Kieran is actually pretty decent to play. She's like a battle shrine maiden. She has a cool sword. Gunvolt turns into a dog for some reason because of this. She uses a tag
See,
system.
I haven't ever turned into a dog.
Yeah. Someone draw her as a dog. Anyway, so like yeah,
Please
he she has a special tag mechanic where she tags you with like the ceiling things. With those ceiling like scribes, you know, that priestesses have, and then you kind of dash into it and do some damage or like a special type of alternative damage. And then for the first 4 bosses you beat, there are these guys and they work for you. And it's just like you get your kid character, he's like, "Oh, I want to be manly." And then you get your actual manly character who looks like Jotaro, he's the Bancho, and then you got the kind of nerdy guy and he's your HR. Oh, and then you also get Fuckboy, and Fuckboy, like nobody likes Fuckboy. He's the first boss you beat and everyone bags on Fuckboy. Then on your second wave of bosses, because it's 8 is usually the magic number here for like the level stage bosses, are an enemy organization where they are the harem of this Arabic prince. So you've got Yandere, like illusionist girl. You've got his secretary, who's different kind of Yandere, and she's like, "I want to bear his children." It's like, all right, calm down. You've got you've got
Oh man, it really is anime slop.
yeah. You've got the Ojo, no, not the Ojo, the prince cross-dressing girl who has like a pretty cool design, but she's an idiot. Like she's like trying to flirt with Kieran, but not flirt. She's trying to do the whole like, "I'm a dashing prince," and Kieran's just like, "You pronounced this word wrong, and I don't think you know the meaning of this sentence." Like, "I don't, but I am pretty." that's the. It's like, okay. And then the 4th girl is a short girl who likes rocks. That's her entire thing. She's like, "I really like opening up geodes." And he's like, "Is that it?" He's like, "I also have bipolar disorder." It's like, I feel maybe like you should lead with that. Then
Yeah, so
the Arabic prince.
so you have Yandere number 1, Yandere number 2, the lesbian, and the one with autism.
To be fair, I think the prince lady will just like hit on anyone, but usually women. Yeah, she's like popular in the women ranks, and because she's technically considered under his harem, air quotes. Well, they all have a weird fixation on him, and the Arabic prince is pretty chill, but he's an idiot because he's like, "I'm going to use," you know the villain who's just like, "No, I can use this great power that none of us understand for good."
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think you really know how to do that, bro. Like you
That would be
shouldn't-
me, I think. If I was a villain, that would be me.
Yeah, I'd have to smack you. I'd be like, "Come on, stop messing with the primordial."
But Nick, if I had a Death
and then
Note, I could fix the world in like 5 minutes.
I don't. Anyway, so like yeah, then you fight the Arabic prince, then you fight like this green baby who's clearly like a JoJo reference, and then you fight then like Kieran seals away. It depends on the true ending, but like if you get the true ending, Gunvolt fuses with the green baby, and then she has to like not kill him and seal him away, and then he just flies off into space to be reincarnated in what seems to be like a teaser for a sequel, but it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, whatever. It plays mechanically. Kieran plays much better. It's way more fast.
Oh, she's cute.
Fast-paced. Her design is actually really good. I don't usually like designs that incorporate a lot of yellow, but they made her design actually pretty fun. What was the funniest thing to me? Okay, so you know how I said it's anime slop and in media res stuff, right?
Yeah.
Here's the funniest part of Azure Striker Gunvolt 3, because I feel like they understand the feedback of people not giving a shit about the plot, is if you go to settings, you can turn off the story. I've never seen that in a game before. Whereas, like, because I was like, oh, like, because the game starts up the first time you have your controller, and it'll do the button press way to do the inputs for your controller. And then I like for some reason my analog stick botched it, so I was just like, okay, I have to reset it again. But then as soon as I saw the story settings, I'm like, oh, is it faster dialogue, etc. It's like, no, you can just turn the story off, and it's like, oh, you're aware.
I mean,
All right.
to be charitable, it may be a speedrunning setting.
It could be that. It also there's also like other reason, like you could argue like more like the arcade thing, right? That feeling, but also this game does not let a lot of its characters shut up, in sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But a lot of you going through the stage will have characters talking to you, but then since it's subtitled as well, they have the anime portrait and it's covering your screen. It's like, hey, there's action going on here. This is kind of a bad mix, so I can see that story setting eliminating that. The
Yeah.
funny thing is, even though you can turn off the story in this one, I'll say the overarching plot, kind of whatever. It does build upon the last ones. Um, the characters are funny. Their interactions are good. So Gunvolt used to have the thing where you'd have to talk to a companion character over and over and over again to max out this thing. So so when you die in a level, your spirit stand girl called a muse would sing like an idol song, and then you become invincible for a bit. That's based off of your friendship thing. The dialogue would usually be 1v1, and it was very like contrived and anime like trashy and not too good. But in 3, since it's a group dynamic, since you have multiple characters, like it's Kieran and her merry band of men, um, they just all, you're just like having talks with your goofy coworkers, and it works. Um, After you get the true ending, you can play a small campaign, which is Zed. He's the prince, and you play as him, and then you get to talk to his harem and stuff like that. And then his moveset is actually really good. As a bonus character, it was very clear for Gunvolt 3 that because he was added into a 2.0 patch that was free. So it's very clear that Inti Creates really does, they did their best to give this IP justice near its end. I'd say like this is probably the main saga end for this character. Maybe he'll come back in another way. I feel like maybe they're retiring the IP for a while, like hiatus, right? But yeah, Gunvolt 3 surprisingly okay. What a way to end an IP that I used to think was mediocre.
Okay, the
I would say
lesson
it's like,
here is what we need is more
yeah.
female protagonists.
I won't say like it's like, oh my god, it's a 10 out of 10. But it's like, if you like Mega Man X likes or ZX likes, you'd be like, or rather Zero likes, you'd be like, you know what, this actually plays pretty decently. It's not hard at all either. I think I only ever like died on a boss, like on a boss like the first time round, mostly because like I would just be like, let's see what they can do, and then by that point it's just like you just field clear all of them. You're like, yeah, okay, because Kieran's moveset's actually pretty good. So yeah. Then there was more work. I was tired. Luckily, I had Friday off because I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and a friend also scheduled a belated birthday. Uh, like not get together. Like her and her sister wanted to take me out. They wanted to like buy me lunch and hang out. So they bought me like we went to this nice burger place. Not like a diner. It's like, kind of not too fancy, but it's like, oh yeah, this is nice. And yeah, I ate to the perfect amount. You know when you feel perfectly full and it's satisfying? You're not bloated. You're not
Yeah,
hungry. It's really good. It was like a spicy
that
burger.
almost never happens to me. I'm always hungry.
It's there were onion rings in it. It was very delicious. And then we went to this board game cafe, and I hat trick clean swept. I won every single game that night, and all of them were games of chance, so they weren't letting me win because we had to roll dice and shit. Um, the first game was have you ever heard of the card game Gloom?
No.
So Gloom's an interesting one. It has a maximum of 4 players, and you each get like this Adams family gothic family, right? You get 4 or 5 members of each family.
Yeah.
And your goal is you get like this transparent deck. Like transparent overlay deck. Like you overlay the cards onto these family members, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to instill the most tragedy to your own family.
Why?
But they're all comedic ones. So there'll be and they're like these there'll be these circles on the cards, right? Um and they'll have negative point values. So your plan is you put an overlay and it'll have a negative point value and it'll have a special indicator icon, like a skull, for instance. And you have to overlay them. You have to make sure that so there are 3 circles at the left, the top, the middle, and the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to get the highest negative values and just like make them die with a card that's called like a death card, untimely death. And then all those negative points become positive points for your character, for you as a player, right? And you're gonna do that to all of your people. So you get these cards called like modifiers, which are the things where it's like he fell down the stairs, -10, right?
Yeah.
And then you can stack that to he slipped on a puddle, and then it's like -10, but it's like one is on -10 top, one is on -10 middle, so they don't like block it. Because like say I put -20 over a circle that already says -10, my new value is -20 in that place, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that to opposing people's family members. You can add modifiers there to screw them over. So you can put +15, which means they wouldn't get any points. You can put like you can use event cards that are like, oh, your character gets revived, so you can stop that person from getting points that round because the points only matter when they die, right? You can put like certain things like a peaceful death, which is just the biggest fuck you card, where it's just like all your point values are 0 for this one character. And so it's a game where you're kind of building your people up, or rather tearing them down, and then making sure the other players don't successfully get anything. Um, Surprisingly fun. Seems complicated at first, but once you see it in action, you kind of learn it. Um, Pretty funny. My friend did the unwise thing where we were playing with her and her sister, where she's like, I'm gonna spice things up. And she went like, she's super sweet. She's like, haha, Nick, I used a modifier on your character. Now you haven't gotten, and now you lose points. And I'm like, ha ha ha, you do not understand what my spite is. So I just targeted her for the rest of the game.
You made the wrong enemy, kid.
Yeah. And then I won from it, and I was like, woo! Because she literally went like, okay, I think I can end the game now. The game ends when one family is entirely wiped out.
Yeah.
It's like, unless like someone uses like an event card which negates it, which is like the second chance thing, because it's like, okay, I declare death. It's like, no, you don't. That's the big cancel thing. She's like, okay, I think I can end the game now. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, okay, I guess it's your turn. He's like, I'm gonna end the game. Then we played Uno No Mercy, which is I think you know about Uno No Mercy, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think I talked about it earlier too, last week, and I was kind of thrilled that the cafe had it, and then I won sheerly because the two sisters shared a singular brain cell in their strategies. And like we rotated hands, and I'm just like, we rotated hands again, and I looked at both of them like, you two just do the exact same thing. And the older one just like, yeah, it might be genetics. It's just like, all right. So I used their win condition. And then the third game we played, which I was surprised I won at, was Monopoly. Where I have no idea what I'm doing. For those that don't know, I am very bad when it comes to games of chance. In D&D, I would probably roll like low almost every single time. I just did the pure capitalist route, Candy. I just bought whatever I could. I just bought like 2 properties. I am bad at everything. I bought 2 properties.
You said that in like the most like pathetic little voice.
I do. I'm not bad at everything. It's not even defensive. Like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the thing was, I got these 2 major properties and then a bunch of other properties, and then it kind of started stacking. And then after that, I just bought 2 hotels. And like when you get hotels, rent is like $900 a piece if someone lands. So just like I was just like, wouldn't it be funny if they just both rolled into my hotels? And they did. They had to mortgage and foreclose. And I was just like, yep, thank you very much. We literally had 10 minutes left, and my friend rolls the dice and is like, I just gotta survive. And then she's like, I landed on his hotel. That is $1,050. And I'm like, how much do you have in properties? I have not that much. You can take everything I own. I'm like, haha. I used up all of my luck in that one night, but it was fun. It was a very nice gesture that they did to take me out and just like kind of decompress from the usual stressors, which was very nice.
I have never played
Then I woke
Monopoly
up.
because I feel like if I did, I'm actually just like straight up kill someone.
There are different kinds of players. There are the characters who play fair and square. There are the people who micromanage. There are the people who play banker. There are the people who clearly cheat, and their whole orientation of the game is to not get caught cheating and win. Yeah.
Honestly,
Monopoly, you are
that's not a terrible idea. Just like playing board games and like explicitly like making a rule that like cheating is allowed as long as you don't get caught.
because like you are right that Monopoly is one of those games that will totally destroy friendships and family. It along with like I'd say other games like Risk and stuff like that. So yeah.
Doesn't
Card
risk
games like
doesn't
that,
doesn't a much of risk take like
quite a long time.
yeah like a year?
I wouldn't say a year, but it can take quite a long time because people start playing extremely like the amount of strategy that goes into it and the amount of like steps ahead you have to think does make people really anxious on how they approach like moves.
I wonder if they're still making because you know like Civilization, like the game series was originally based on a board game. I wonder if they're still making that one,
I don't know.
or if it just got completely like overtaken by the video game and it just like doesn't happen anymore.
That you won in one turn. That's pretty cool. There is a this is such a Canadian ass poll. There was a show called Undergrads, which had a pretty good theme song by Good Luck Charlotte. But like one of the episodes is the fact that him and his 3 other friends play Risk as a tradition, but they stopped doing it because every time the one nerd friend would start losing, he'd kamikaze and kill everyone. Or like he not kill almost everyone, and then like one person would be decided the winner because almost everyone else got screwed. And like the nerd friend is like, finally, Risk Night is back. I'm going to have like my nerd ensemble because he's the geek friend out of all of them. I'm going to have them watch the game and give me tips to make sure that I win through like a Bluetooth earpiece. And you have the geek friend, you have the hot but dumb friend who has nothing going on. You have the frat boy friend but he's a loser. He's not a successful frat boy at all, and he's an idiot. And then you have like the kind of awkward, shy, woe is me, self-absorbed type. And like the nerd friend is clearly the self-absorbed type is like the protag. The nerd friend is like he's the one I gotta watch out for. And then they all start taunting each other like friends, except for the dumb one. He has no idea how the game wins, and at some point his strategy gets ruined, and the geek friend just immediately goes kamikaze. And then like the main character goes like, all of the resources are spread thin. That means the only person who wins is, and then you see the hot dumb friend just making the 2 figures like kiss. He's like, look, guys, they're having sex. It's just that's how board game night can end up. It sums it up really well. Is like you get like 2 people who are really playing seriously, a third person who might be playing a bit seriously if the momentum comes their way, and the 4th person who's checked out but somehow wins. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was fun.
Like I was thinking like the other day, board game nights on my family were just like actual betting with poker.
Yeah, no, I can totally get that. My family and I never really did board game nights because it's just like it just didn't seem to, and most because like having to explain the rules over and over to each other just wasn't kind of like our thing. So
Yeah, I guess
I would play more with the neighborhood, like my neighborhood friends. Like we would go to like the library and play a game or something.
Yeah, I guess if we're going to talk about like the games we played this week, we've been playing more Morrowind, still playing Morrowind, and we already finished the main story and we finished one of the expansions, so we're like getting close to finishing that one actually.
That's good. You're actually finishing. Good on you. Look at you.
Yeah, because like again, like after a certain point, if you know what you're doing, Morrowind gets really easy. Like the biggest difficulty on like beating the game so far is that it keeps crashing, despite the fact that I keep like trying stuff to like stop it from crashing. I don't know why. Yeah. But yeah, like after like putting like the final boss of the main story, I just kind of like levitated above him and hit him 5 times and he died.
Those are the satisfying ones.
Because after a certain point, the game just kind of breaks if you know what you're doing. And speaking of easy games, we have also been playing Twilight Princess, right? We started playing Twilight Princess.
I did say the clip, so yeah, I would imagine she cheats.
And the thing is, like, Twilight Princess is like, for me at least, is like a ridiculously easy game.
Really, what?
Ridiculously easy.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess
I
is like,
kinda think-
I think it's the easiest one of the Zelda games, to be honest.
I'd say that most of the three before Breath of the Wild, if you told me a 3D Zelda, it would probably like I can only really think of Wind Waker and Twilight, and neither strike me as hard.
Wind Waker is a little bit harder because of the way the combat works.
But well, yeah, but it's not like the enemy design interactions, right? Because like with Wind Waker, for me, if you had to describe the difficulty, it would be tedium more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like Twilight Princess, like so what we're doing is we're doing because on the Wii U version, in the remaster on the Wii U, they added like a hero mode, right? Which basically makes like you take double damage from everything, and those little little hearts that restore your health, they don't drop, so you need to have potions or whatever to restore your health. So we're doing that, and also it mirrors the map for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like one of the weirdest things. I would like, yeah, the hard mode just like makes everything like flipped on to the other side.
Oh, right. I do remember this because like Link is supposed to be left-handed or something.
Yeah, but because it's still kind of easy, so we're also doing it like I'm like it's only 3 hearts. I'm not picking up any like pieces of heart or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like it's still honestly kind of pretty easy.
So I'm glad it isn't like.
It's honestly kind of pretty easy. Like I tried doing something similar with Zelda Ocarina of Time, and it was way harder. It was way harder.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I could revise this. Ocarina, you could make the argument that Ocarina is far tougher in terms of the 3D Zeldas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I have died like maybe like 15 times in total.
That isn't too much.
Which is a lot considering we have like already finished like the first 3 dungeons, and we finished the forest, the Lost Forest things, and we got the Master Sword, and we go to the desert, and we go to like the 4th dungeon, and we're only like 9 hours in.
That's good.
So you know we're actually like we're actually doing it faster than the last time I did it, like playing it normally.
But you already you're streaming it again?
No, like the last time I played it like privately.
Oh, okay.
Because Twilight Princess is just like way too easy of a game. Although we're finally getting to the point where like, because I'm not picking up any pieces of heart, right? And because everything does double damage, we're finally getting to a point where like some enemies can like one-shot me. So we may need to be careful about that, but I think I have like, because I'm making sure to get all the like wolf abilities, so I think I'm going to be fine about that. I think I have a strategy for like the software enemies I'm worried about. So yeah, we're making progress.
Let's go.
Also, I did a social thing. I'm being social. I'm talking to people.
That's good.
Because I kind of wanna to have like just like a little game night on my not my birthday, because my birthday is a Tuesday, and that's kind of like an awkward day. But like the weekend before.
Remind the people when it is.
In the 14th of April.
Yep.
So like in the weekend before.
So it's your job, Chet, to give her surprise birthday gifts. Now, whether or not they'll be things she enjoys is up to you.
I just get a bunch of drawings of like me as a dog. And it's like, happy birthday.
I'm gonna bully her. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like I've been kind of like
Didn't you say you wanted to do a karaoke stream at some point?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm too nervous about that. I don't like singing when people can hear me.
This'll... Okay. Fair.
Like I like singing when I'm alone in my house. Singing is fun when I'm alone in my house.
But one of us I guess it would be more common here. If you visit me up north, I'll take you to a karaoke place and we'll be supportive.
I wonder if I will know any of the songs in there. That's the thing.
No, the karaoke, because the karaoke places just have like one machine, and the machine connects to an app and a bunch of different servers, I think, that have karaoke things. So they'll just go like, oh, you input the name based off the keyboard or whatever, and then it'll just auto find it and you can play whatever version.
I wonder if they have any Umamusume songs.
They probably do. They had when I came back from karaoke. No, sorry. When I came back from the wedding, which was shortly after K-pop Demon Hunters came out.
Yeah.
Literally, like maybe 2 weeks later, the OST was already on karaoke.
Oh.
So those things get uploaded really fast.
Yeah.
They also have like Baka Mitai there.
I have shown you like that song on like Umamusume that is just like one of them screaming their name for like 2 minutes, right?
If you do that in a karaoke session where we're together, I will legit just go to the bathroom.
But you have seen that song, right? I have shown it to you.
Yeah. You showed it on stream too.
Bakushin, 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 bakushin.
The amount of exhaustion that could be.
Yeah.
Because like after a certain point in time,
there's another horse that has like a song that is also like that, but like hers is kind of cute actually. Because the thing about like the thing about the Bakushin one is that like she's kind of like way too much, like way too hyper, way too like, right? She's like going like Bakushin, 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 Bakushin,
That's
Bakushin.
Gold ship, right? Yeah.
No, just that's Bakushin. That's Bakushin. The one with like.
Bakushin?
Yeah, have you seen the GIF that is going around with like someone licking someone else's armpits?
No.
Wait, really? No?
No. What the fuck? You can't just drop that on me like it's normal. Oh, Nick, you know the armpit licking meme? I was like, what?
We have it as an emote in here.
Candy, it's your server.
Look.
You can't translate. It's on your. Oh wait, I have to zoom in on the stream because it's like. Because I don't have the extension for these emotes. Okay. Looks up armpit memes. I don't understand the allure of armpits, quite honestly.
I get it more. I would say I get it. I don't either, but I find it more understandable than feet.
I also know people who are into the nape of the neck.
Oh no, that's hot.
I don't get it.
Look, it's a GIF.
Okay, let's see. Ugh.
That's Bakushin.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean wrong with me? I didn't make it.
All right, whatever. I'm too tired for this shit. Anyway,
I didn't make it.
Is worse. Wait, who said what was worse? Feet is worse than armpit? Is feet worse than
I think feet is weirder than armpits.
But both have no like kind of actual sexual capacity, so they're both weird. But you know what? Okay, but I know more people who go step on me than I go like.
Yeah, but like
armpit me.
Yeah, but like the stepping thing is just about the feet and more about the humiliation. I'm talking about like the feet fuckers.
That is true. That is true.
Especially because like the people who are like step on me usually have like specific shoes in mind.
But yeah, no, wait, hold on. I'm also curious about the nape thing. What's so great about the neck nape?
I don't know. It's just kind of like I just want to bite it, man. I just want to like whack and like bite it.
Oh, it's your vampire thing.
No, but I think that's a universal thing because like biting can be very sexy. So I think that's just like the universal feeling for like the nape of the neck is like I want to just like bite it.
Because the nape is the back of the neck, yes?
Yeah.
I want to clarify. Like I just sort of see it's like to me it would be like the same as like seeing the backside of like of your chest, right? Like your spine, that area, like the broad back.
I mean,
like,
some backs are very sexy.
Maybe, but like to me, it's just like it's more like kind of like a blank canvas to me. It doesn't. I don't really get any sort of idea as to why that would be like big. Not judging anyone who does. I genuinely want to hear like the explanations as to why, because I find that fascinating. It's just like, is there any reason?
I think it's because of how sensitive it is, honestly. Like the nape of the neck is very sensitive.
Also, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you or Silent because, like, at the same time, like the armpit is just way less. It's way more prone to sweat.
Are you telling me the feet aren't stinky?
No, that is true. I feel like you can, but like you could wash your armpits easier than your feet in theory.
Yeah.
It's tough, but like I feel like the problem with the armpits is like it's like condensed sweat and stink when you're in your natural default pose because like it's closed, right? So
Yeah.
it festers. But I feel like if you're just laying on your bed and your feet are out, I suppose it would be like more hygienic by comparison.
I guess.
There's a lot of there's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
I don't know why
I feel like if someone showers like regularly enough, neither one is particularly like terrible. In
Andy,
that sense.
can you eventually draw just us in front of like a whiteboard with lab coats on, just for stupid like stuff like this?
Oh yeah.
Because that'd be like a bit where it's just like we just go into logistic mode for like the most useless shit.
Yeah, I feel like if you showered like well enough and like regularly enough, neither one is particularly like terrible.
Oh yeah, I'm a person who bathes like daily, but then I'll wash my hair every other day because you're not supposed to let like the oils in your head go. But otherwise that's bad for you. But like, yeah, always wash your armpits. Washing your feet can be a bit tougher in the bathtub because like less traction. You don't want to slip.
Yeah.
So.
And if you have a dick, watch under the foreskin. Nobody likes the cheese. It's real advice, Nick. Nobody likes the cheese.
I can't disagree with you. I just really wish I didn't have to hear you say that audibly. But yeah, no, yeah, you gotta wash everywhere. I wash like the back of my knees, my armpits, other places, and just making sure you gotta be hygienic. Also, just like feeling clean is really nice.
Yeah.
Especially when you have stuff to do.
I do wish there was a way to
like,
clean without like, because I hate water, I hate feeling wet, so I wish there was a way to do it without like, actually like, I want to like some sort of like powder or like a sponge, like a dry sponge that cleans you. I don't know.
I can kind of get that. Well, there's like that thing like the loofah and the pumice stone, right? Where it's just like you rub it against you and it kills like dead skin and stuff too. Oh, man, I can't get I like the different kind of people in your chat where Star is pretty friendly to me, and then you she'll bag on, but she's sweet. Killa will just start stuff with me, but then like he'll play it cool after. But like Silent went like, "Yo, Nick." It's like, oh man, Nick's boring. To I kind of liked Big Bang. Supernatural was pretty interesting. To I'll lick that toad shit. The roller coaster of a conversation is wild. Like it is. Ugh. Ugh. I'm just imagining a snake doing that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that commercial from like Burger King, Japan? There is a guy who turns into a snake to eat Burger King. It's kind of gross, but like it's kind of gross, but it's like in a funny way.
Apparently, Burger King's pretty good in Japan. Like their promo items. But like, what were we talking about?
Apparently, food is just better in Japan. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of it is more nutritious on average because they're Japan has one of the longest lifespans for a reason. They're very good when it comes to their food.
I found it.
We're talking about hygiene in general as well.
Goodbye, Transcend.
Meat. Soda.
Don't tell me this is like some sort of vor thing, right? Oh. Don't unhinge your jaw. I beg of you. Yep, it's what I hated. Oh, I hate this. No. Ew. You didn't have to fully animate it.
The Burger King
Triple Whopper. Eat like a snake. Whopper. I love that.
Foul. Oh my god.
Yeah, I just have a lot of knowledge of like weird commercials. Like I'm finding out. Yeah, we were okay. So like we were talking about hygiene because we were talking about armpits because we were talking about bakushin because we were talking about Musume.
Yeah, this is clearly neurodivergent.
Yeah, so
podcast.
I was telling you that like there's another one who is actually like really, because you know like the thing about like horses is they have like a first name that is like a trainer mark or like a stable mark, and then like a last name that is like the actual unique name.
Yeah, because of well, okay, I guess it's just the horse thing. Because I was gonna say like, oh, Japanese sort of culture, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, so for example, there's a lot of in Musume and like because like, you know like most horses in Musume are like based on like real horses.
Yes.
So there's a lot of horses with like Sakura. They're like Sakura something.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Bakushin is actually like Sakura Bakushin.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one called Sakura, which is like her cousin, I think. They're all from the same stable. If they have the same name, they're all from the same stable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one called Sakura Shiono.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like way cuter than Bakushin because Bakushin is like personality-wise is like very hyper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very aggressive, very like but like aggressive in like the funny way.
Hence her song, yes.
Very like full send all the time, very energetic, very like Shiono is like way like cuter, way more meek. So her song is like way cuter. It's like also just like her saying her name, but it's like in a way more like melodic voice, being like Chio 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 no Doki 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 Doki.
Aww.
It's like way more. Yeah, and we were talking about that because we were talking about karaoke because we were talking about like the social thing I'm doing.
Which is?
So I started messaging some people because I kind of want to have like on the weekend before my birthday, I want to have like just a little bit of like a game night, some people to play like maybe like Arctic Phone, maybe like Super Battle Golf, something like that. So I'm like I was very nervous about that because I don't DM people because I have social anxiety. Like I still get scared about DMing you sometimes. And how long have we known each other?
What? Wait, of what?
DMing you sometimes.
Why are you afraid of DMing you?
Because I have very bad social anxiety. Like we've known each other for like a decade.
You know what? I think it's also the fact that you and I are so used to using the server as like, because it's funny. We treat the server like a big group chat that's also kind of like DMs.
Yeah.
So it's very rare for any of us in our Euro server to DM another person. Like I've said stories about Dura, and I'm close with him to a degree, but I don't DM him. Same thing with Patch, unless it's like pet advice, and I don't want to like make other people anxious, because our friend Patch is like very knowledgeable with vet stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can sort of see what you're coming from. I don't DM you much either, but it's just like it's kind of that thing where your brain kind of thinks it's the precedent of the relationship, when in actuality it's like you don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I started like reaching out to some like other fellow VTubers and stuff to see if they wanted to play. And I reached out to 5 people and they all said yes. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that. Very excited now.
I hope you have a wonderful birthday. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so old.
Wait, you're gonna be 29 now, right?
28.
28, right? You're 3 years younger than me. I'm thinking of our friend Umbra, who is 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And he was splooging because he got a car set up for his games.
Yeah. It's crazy because like I hang around like a lot around someone who is like 24, right? And he's like, you're only 4 years younger than me, and yet it feels like you feel like you're in a completely different universe than me.
I get it. When I was like employed, in a certain workplace where I had a lot of like Gen Z coworkers who were like in their early 20s, it is so funny the overlap that you have because you're both kind of digital age, and then some of the other stuff where it is so wildly different.
Yeah.
And you're just like, we're only like maybe what 5 to 7 years apart, but it just feels like you're speaking a completely different language sometimes. Sometimes when they
Yeah.
recite memes, legit it feels like your brain is just like, I gotta tune this out because this feels like a different language to me. Or sometimes their viewpoints are just very interesting in that like I remember some Gen Z people telling me is like, yeah, podcast is more listening to podcasts is more of a millennial thing. It's like, okay. But it's like, yeah, long form content. But then they also tell me, he's like, I love video essays on average. And I'm like, but isn't that long form content? Like,
Yeah, but that's like long for content that you watch like over multiple days.
yeah, but like the other thing is also just like the thing of just like the stereotype of like, the Subway Surfer stuff and multitasking. And then my brain
Yeah.
goes like, but podcasts are kind of built to be multitasked.
Yeah, and also people my age also do that. Like I do that all the time.
Yeah. I like I'll listen to Castle Super Beast while I'm doing other stuff. Like it just sort of it's very interesting to just see those different cultural perspectives. I find it funny because like they'll be like, yeah, some video essays are pretty great, and then, like to be fair, I don't like certain video essay styles because there was a video I sent to the server that was pretty much it. Did you watch that one?
Oh no, I didn't.
Where the guy's being
I
no,
didn't
it's the
watch that
guy
one.
taking the piss where it's like the most pretentious kind of like video essays where it's just like it's a clip from a random movie in black and white and the characters speak their lines and it has nothing to do with the next segment of the video essay, but it makes them look deep and it's like, yeah, so this clip doesn't have anything to really contribute to the entire but like they're doing that tone of voice, that specific tone of voice. Where it's like I often ask myself when I was writing this essay, like I when I hear that tone, I go into ape fight mode.
I don't know why I remember what I remember when you were talking about that, but I have a new vocals theme, which is like I don't know, like I have like a collection of like voice lines. I'm like an NPC. I have like a collection of voice lines that I just go through, and I'm like idling around the house, even if I'm alone. I just have a collection of like voice lines I go through.
That's fair. Sometimes I'll rewatch. Yeah, it's because like it's definitely a very pretentious kind of like video essay kind of voice where it's just like I'm trying to make myself sound refined and that I'm showing you something nobody else knows and very hipster-esque, and it's infuriating. I also hate the kind of video essay thing where it's just like, and now I'm going to say something sad so you can feel the emotional weight of the argument I'm saying. It's serious. Me talking about how Disney had a frog that turned into a man is everything to me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was sitting there, I was just like, oh boy. Anytime I hear like, I think it's why I get so turned off by a lot of different video essays. I need to know the kind of personality type that person is and kind of know that they aren't going to do that style. Sometimes there are some people who get away with it, like Super Bomber.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, not Super H Bomber. But like, yeah, because he's still comedic to a degree. But like, he'll sometimes fall into that voice, and it's like it happens. But it's just like there are other times where it's like I feel like I'm getting a TED talk by some dude who's in a beanie, and I'm just like, oh fuck me.
Yeah, no, like I have a new vocals theme, and it's like sometimes when I'm just like around the house, I'll just like say to myself, "Can I pet that dog?" Because I watched a video and now I kind of start thinking about that. Have you ever seen that video of like a girl
Yeah.
who sees a bear?
Yeah.
And she's like with the like
Doesn't
thickest like southern like accent, like, "Can I pet that dog?"
It's around the same thing as like it's like the same vein as the girl who looks at all the ducks and then she's like, look at all these chickens.
So now I just like I'm not even looking at my dogs when I say that. I just like saying it as random around my house.
There are times where my brain has a response system where I have like sentences when I'm like reloading or like when I remember something embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like when you scream when you have like an embarrassing memory that comes back, is like sometimes a default sentence will come out. And I'll go like, ah. But like, yeah. When it comes to like me idling around the house, I sometimes replay certain scenes from videos like on my phone that I find very interesting and just kind of dissect them on a sort of direction or script writing level, and I find that fun as well.
Yeah. Can I pet that dog? I wish I knew how to do a southern accent. It's really funny to me.
Southern accent. I find country accents and almost like the more rural accents from almost any country, usually the more interesting and endearing accent. I usually don't like the refined one because it's just like whatever. But like like Kansai accent from Japan,
Yeah.
Cockney accent from like England,
Mm.
Southern accent for the States. It's just like there's a charm of just like friendliness that just inherently kind of is in there.
Yeah, we have an accent around like that around here, and like most people have it. I don't because I'm weird.
That's fine.
Like when
It depends on
the thing about me is
yeah.
that when I'm speaking Spanish, I sound like I'm intentionally like talking without an accent to sound like I'm from anywhere. But I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm just like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that sort of Canadian accent of like the deep suburbs kind of guy. He's like, "Is that all right there, bud?" And he's like, "Yeah." But like those guys are super friendly. I like for people who know like the Toronto slang, which is not really an accent, sort of thing like that accent that's just kind of being ripped off by other places and trying to give credit and culture to a secular city. It was stolen. It's like it's cringe, but there is something very, very endearing about like seeing like the kind of Midwestern dad in Toronto and him just going like, "You all right there, bud?" Like, yeah, I am. What's all this about? And you're like, "Oh, it's very cute."
You wanna hear like the funny thing though is like sometimes like when I'm speaking I get like that thing where like the double O's or say like ooh instead of like that Canadian way. Sometimes that happens to me. I don't know why.
It happens. To be fair, like I took a course that looked into accents and dialects and speech mannerisms, and it's like regions are kind of like there are some regional things, but like you'd be surprised how different places that might not necessarily engage as much have similar accents or similar like speechisms.
Yeah.
And then there are some places that are like only like a bridge or two away, and it's like, oh, a Canadian accent's like, you'd think it's like, what's all this about? But apparently, like Detroit, which is also very close to Canada, also has people who tend to say a boot, and they aren't even like Canadian immigrants or anything. So it just happens. Communication's interesting like that.
Yeah. Speaking of language,
I've told I've told like Candy this. Girls with like very eccentric accents are a very big like endearing thing to me. Like if I met a girl with a thick, heavy New York accent or like a Jersey accent, I don't know what it is. I'm just like, oh my. It's so fun. I don't know why it is, but I just find it cute. I find it very cute.
yeah. Speaking of language, you wanna know one of my favorite language facts?
What?
In ancient Egypt, the word for cat was meow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it was written like M-U-E, mew, meow.
Yeah.
So it's like
it is funny
so I just like to imagine one guy like the first time the cat showed up, one guy is like, "What are you?" Meow. Cool.
it does make you think if we went the Pokemon around on phonetics, right? Because it doesn't work all the time, right?
Yeah.
But it's like by this logic we should have been calling dogs like Roof. Wolf. Oh my god. It makes sense now.
Because like Egypt was where they domesticated the cats, so I'm just imagining like the first cat shows up and a dude is like, "What are you?" And the cat is like, "Meow," and the dude is like, "Oh my god."
I think I actually think like cats might have been domesticated earlier in a very close region. I can't remember what the paper was on it, but like yeah, no, cats have always just been interesting little critters like that.
That would be fun. Like imagine if we just call cows moo and like the dogs woof.
Calling a cow moo would be like adorable. Look at that moo. But then you'd get to the complicated parts where a platypus is just like some weird noise that Perry makes. You'd be like, how the fuck do I say that?
Oh, what about a goat? Would you just scream at a goat?
Bear.
Meh.
Bear.
Meh.
That's a bear.
Meh. Yeah, but the problem is that there are multiple animals that bah.
You'd be screwed trying to name a parrot. Because each parrot would get an individual name. Who are you? Who are you? What's your name? What's your name? God damn it, this species sucks.
Ravens can speak too, and I love the way they speak because it's like super deep and super weird, but it's like
It is interesting because it's just an intelligent kind of like bird thing on phonetics, right? Because it makes sense that it wouldn't necessarily be trapped to one species, right?
yeah.
Yeah. That it would be so cool to have more animals that actually just like talk in sort of a like in some sort of communicative style, where it'd just be like that'd be our closest thing to having aliens that we could talk to.
Yeah. Meh.
Hold on, my cat is she's doing the thing where she's picking at the door because she wants to leave the room. Hold on.
Yeah. Meh. I used to be really good at making animal noises. I kind of lost the touch, but I used to be really, really good. I kind of want to like regain that.
The funny thing is, before I had pets, it's just like if I went near the many strays in my street, they would like I wouldn't even have to step too far. There was the one time they chased me because there was three of them there.
0 turned
But like
Candy into a cat girl.
they'd usually just run. Dogs I almost always got along with because like I had neighbors who had a lot of big dogs. That's why I loved big dogs. There was like a neighbor with like a German Shepherd and a Rottweiler. Two dogs that most people are scared of, but like guard dogs, if they know you, they're just babies.
Yeah.
It's the cutest thing. But after I got pets, I was surprised like how popular I kind of got with certain animals that were even strays. Like for some reason, like you would think they would smell the dog on you, but for some reason, cats are just like kind of cooler with it. They're just like, oh, whatever. Funny enough, when I was a kid, there was a.
Why
girl
have
that
you
always
never
came
meowed
to
on
me.
stream?
Me?
Yeah. I meow all the
I've
time and you
meowed.
never do.
Is this some sort of kink shit you're trying to get me into?
No.
See that tone you made just it isn't too convincing.
I'm not a bottom.
Bottoms-
I meow because it's funny.
Guys, I'm only ironically a bottom. Wouldn't it be crazy if I was topped like for the bit, right? You introduce me to your girl, and it's like, yeah, we have this fun bit where she tops, and it's like a total joke as your girl is like behind you, just shaking her head no. I'm like, oh, that it, yeah, that's wild, Candy. It's for the bit, bit 'em, bit 'em bottom. Oh. I don't know. I don't have the inclination to meow, but I could do it. I feel like if I am forced to do it, it wouldn't sound natural. But I've totally meowed to you once because you meowed. It was just like a sound response. It was like meow, 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 meow. Sometimes I do meow at my cat just to see what her facial reaction is, and sometimes her eyes go wide like he speaks my tongue. And then other times she looks at me like, "What are you saying?" There's like no thoughts there. She's gotten less chunky. So good on her. She got scared of our treadmill. She thought our treadmill was an animal.
Yeah, but like I think that's like the nice part about like, having cats is that they're just like they're cute and everything, but like also you're like laughing all the time because they're just like constantly finding ways to be weird.
Yeah, they're either weird or dumb or something like that, and it's just like because we had to bring the treadmill upstairs because I usually go downstairs to use it. So I bought my treadmill and I brought my weights up, and then we kept it upstairs because my mom needs to use it to help with some physio stuff. So putting it up there, she thinks it's a normal piece of furniture. She does not care. But then once I set it up and then turn it on, she's like, this thing is making noises and it is moving in place. What is this creature? And she started hissing at it. and then like no one was allowed to pick her up because she would actually try like clawing or biting at you. I'm like, Jesus, the treadmill really terrifies you. My dog, when I first got the treadmill for him and me, because I wanted to, he's a very hyperactive dog. I wanted to use it on days where it was muddy so he could just run on the treadmill and get his energy out. But he too was scared of it. I don't know what it is with treadmills and animals. But Yeah, I didn't even put it on high settings. He just looked at it and was like, it's freaking me the fuck out, man.
I have found that a lot of animals just don't like the noises that stuff with motors make.
Yeah. Same thing with like vacuums and stuff like that, like in that vein. I get what you mean.
So maybe it's
Did I
that.
ever tell the did I ever tell the fire alarm story on stream?
I don't think you have.
Because like your pets are usually, since they can hear like higher frequencies, they're also usually like terrified of smoke alarm, like smoke detectors and stuff like that. Hold on. I'm just checking something. Yeah, okay, so there was one night, cause like if you've owned a pet before and you've owned a dog specifically, say there's that really annoying noise from a smoke alarm when its battery's low, right? It goes to really high frequency.
Mm-hmm.
My cats, sorry, my cat and my dogs
Which is like
don't.
apparently a very dangerous. Apparently, like it's a very dangerous noise because a lot of people use like disable the smoke alarm instead of changing the batteries out of annoyance. So they're trying to figure out something else to do to indicate that it's out of batteries. That is like less prone to do that.
Yeah. So like, my dogs and my cat hate that noise, and it is so bad that if my dogs hear it, they won't be able to sleep the whole night. They get like shivers. They get really scared because it's such an uncomfortable frequency for certain animals. It can really drive them up the wall. And so at one point, my parents were sleeping, I was sleeping, and then I woke up because my dog kept on like pushing me and licking me because he was scared, and my other dog was scared, and my cat was like kind of starting to pace around the house like anxiously, and I was wondering what was going on. So I went to the kitchen, and then I hear this faint beeping, and it's raining that night, and like this is like 3 a.m. in the morning, and like heavy rain. So like I left my room. I heard this monotone beep. I looked through the house. I wondered if it was like the washing machine or the dryer or like a smoke alarm downstairs. I couldn't find it. And like I start hearing it near our driveway, near the garden. So I check outside while it's raining heavy, mind you. And it turns out my parents threw out this old smoke alarm, and its internal battery had just been starting to die. So it was doing the beep, and the heavy rain noise was kind of masking it, so it didn't bother my neighbors, I imagine. But the beep was pretty loud, and I was like, this is freaking out my dog and my cats. I can like rip out the battery and this will be fine. These things are annoying. You rip out the battery, it pauses for a second, and then it gets louder. So I started panicking because I'm like, I can't take this thing inside. It'll wake up everyone, and my dog and my dogs and my cat will freak out. And it's like I can't disarm this thing outside because it's raining and it's in the dark. What do I do? And so, you know what I did, Candy? I brought the fire alarm, like the smoke alarm, to my backyard, and then I hit it with a shovel. I kept hitting it with a shovel for about 8 minutes until this thing like just went like, and it's just like in the back, and like it is covered in like mud, and like like I am just in the rain, not screaming, but just going as I keep hitting it with a shovel. If any one of my neighbors was looking out the window that late at night, seeing me do that, it would have been that. And it finally died. And then I went inside, soaking wet. I dried off. I went in. My dogs and my cat, like it took them a while to like calm down after a couple hours, and then I slept. I've had a fun story to tell my friends, and then I went out to the backyard the next morning, and this thing still has its light on, like it's still alive, like it is refusing to die.
You cannot hurt me in a way that matters, human.
I have a picture of it. I have a picture of. I'd say you don't have to show it to the other people, but like here's the picture of like this dead fucking smoke alarm got smashed with a goddamn shovel. And I just came back, and it's just like still that red light. That red light is it emitting that red light, and I'm just sitting there like this piece of shit.
You know what's like smoke alarms are not really a thing out here. I never actually seen one.
Wait, that's a huge safety thing though. Like you should have like smoke alarms and like and fire alarms because like if, in case you have like CO2 not CO carbon monoxide poisoning and stuff too. Yeah, I mean you usually have a carbon monoxide like alarm, I think that's dedicated as well, but I think like gas and smoke alarms is like you should have just in case.
Yeah, no, I never seen one in neither one of those around here.
That's concerning.
I guess we just deal with it.
You just arson, I guess.
Yeah. What a tragedy.
Yeah. What a
Indeed.
tragedy. I wish we had news to talk about, but I don't think it was that busy this week for games.
I mean, Team Sweeney fired 1,000 people.
Oh yeah, the Epic layoffs. Big company that makes a lot of money still laid people off. Wonderful.
Yeah. We already talked about the DLSS 5. I'm not,
I mean, to be fair,
needless to say, I
Sweeney-
fucking hate it.
yeah, Sweeney has also like laid off people before, I think, like, and he's had pictures where he's with the staff like smiling and whatever, but like those former staff are going like he's kind of like not approachable in any sort of way and completely like disassociated with us.
No, you can tell from the way he speaks that he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, like it's very disingenuous on his half.
Like, you can tell by the way he speaks. Because like there are psychopaths that are like good at like pretending they're normal people, and then there are like psychopaths that you can immediately cloak just by the way they speak.
Yeah, like they'll say something like extremely concerning that, and they don't understand the blowback. They're just like, "Why would I practice empathy?" And it's like, yeah, that's a psychotic statement.
Yeah. What else?
Oh,
happened?
other update is I think I put it in like our Discord thing is there might be a chance where not chance, but there might be a situation where I might need to I might need to move out of the house in next year. So I might be I might have a situation where I live with a roommate and my pets. But the thing is I'd have to keep on having stable employment. I'd have to find a place that it's friendly with pets because let's be real, I'd have to be the one who takes my dogs and cat
Yeah.
because my parents wouldn't be able to. And the thing, like, it's a bit of a scary thing to think of. We'll see where that goes because my parents opened up the idea essentially of them traveling abroad and going like, you know, we're in our golden years. We kind of like want to see the world and maybe go back to our home countries and
Yeah.
kind of live out there. And it's like, I'm like, yeah, okay. And it's like, yeah, but we are worried about you because one, you're single. Two, we know about like you having depression and anxiety, and then like three, we need to make sure you have stable employment and stuff. I'm like, yeah, and then four was just like we also don't have that much money for like the traveling. And I told him like legit straight up like I gotta learn to be on my own. So next year, like if you guys are really set on it, you could totally sell the house and I'll just have to find a place to stay.
Yeah.
Fine with me. And I told some other friends, and one of my friends, she went like, hey, if you need someone to live with, I'll live with you. I'll room with you next year. It'd be nice to live with a friend. And I'm like, that's great. And another part of me is like, I don't. Living with a woman is scary as a guy.
And also like just like because you mentioned like the other part of her circumstances that like you mentioned when you talked about that, I'm like, you're making my jokes come real, Nick. You're making my jokes become real, Nick. It's gonna happen.
Listen, she's a wonderful friend. Shut up. I need you to even let's say in the most remote possibility that happened. No. To fairness to the bit, you get to dunk on me. I have to be fair. I'll hate every second of it, but you'll have earned it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like because the thing is like when you're. I'm not saying mixed roommating, like mixed rooming can't happen. Like there are people who can do it, I'm sure, fine. But it's like if it's your first time as I feel like especially like as a guy who's like heterosexual and stuff, there is a thing in my brain where it's like I can no longer afford to be lazy in my own home if I room with them because like there's a part is like, oh man, I can't give a lady that kind of impression. What if she goes to the Council of Women and tell?
They all know I'm lazy. Then I never get a girlfriend.
They'll all know I'm a slob. She'll be like, "All right, Nick, I'm going out for tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." As I don't clean up the living room, and he's like, she mutters to herself, "The council will hear of this." What?
They will have a meeting.
Yeah. Did you say something, Katie? And she'll just be like, "No, it's fine." Oh, I can't wait to give them your portfolio. She mutters as she leaves. I'm like, that girl scares me.
Like you said, you like posted that message, and I was immediately like, hmm.
I can't get a fucking break.
Listen, man. I grew up with I grew up with telenovelas. This is like I have a need for this kind of stuff. This is my genes. It is in my genes. I need this kind of stuff.
It'd be one of those things because I don't want to entertain the possibility because I never want to set out those expectations. I never want to. It's always healthy. It's also always healthier. Like if you have like a friend who would be under the demographic that you'd be attracted to, like say if you're like straight and they're the opposite gender, or you're homosexual and they're also homosexual and stuff. Is like I always do my best to not put an expectation that could ever be on the table because
Yeah.
like, I could start messing with the friendship. If that would happen, like say it's a telenovela thing where me and her wake up in the same bed, the immediate thing would be me screaming, "Fuck, Candy won't let me live this down." And she just turns to me, is like, "Who's Candy?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, she's my beard." Or I'm her beard.
Yeah, more like that.
Yeah, I'm her beard.
She kidnaps me every once in a while, but it's fine.
She don't worry. It's not like that. It'd just be like you have an easier time explaining to your partner than I would mine at any point. It's just you'd be like, "Oh yeah, Nick's my platonic husband," and then your fellow lesbian would be like, "I get it."
Yeah.
Me, I have to add the actually. Oh, Candy has to prove she's gay to save things. She goes and makes out in front of a woman. Everyone regrets it. Yeah. This could go so sad. I don't know.
You don't believe my game? You don't believe I'm gay? Okay, show me your titties.
I'm like, I sit there. I'm like, Candy.
And she does, and I just start like, bleeding from the nose, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay, she's gay.
They fall over. See, here's the thing with me, with the shit disturbing part of me, I would just go like, they're pretty mid. And she'd kick my ass. But it's just like there are a few ladies I know where I've been told, and it's just like, oh, would you mind if you dated them? I was like, no, I would love to. It'd be really nice. But it's just like, never go into that. Also, just like, don't date your roommates. We had this talk before about the one roommate who was sleeping under the roommate's bed.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Yeah. It's just like you gotta be really confident that you two can like stay together and then like have something more. So
Yeah.
I can't believe did I actually put the friend that like offered in the chat? I can't even remember.
Yeah, you
Let me
did.
see. Right. I'm so stupid. I should have known. I should have fucking known. You can feel free to regret, like you can feel free to reply and then just give me like when shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll give you the pass.
Wait, okay.
Because I do that.
Give me a second. I need to
you.
bring my doctor into the room.
Yeah, because like I'll give Candy like shit disturbing, so it's only fair. We have to reciprocity. I think the only thing like as you get older and you have to live on your own is like the annoying thing of finding a place is just like like making sure it all gets in your criteria. I'm still talking about Candy's a way to fill in dead space. So for those of you who do live by yourselves, I'm happy for you. That it's a really great independent thing. For my situation, I have a few pets, and finding places that are going to be good with pets is tough, especially with multiple. Then I'd have to finance around 3 pets, maybe 4, depending on if my parents take one of them. And then kind of like having to make sure that it's close to work. I would like to find a place very close to my old home, if that happens. Stuff like that. My parents have also like put on record is like they don't want to sell the house.
I
They would like for me
I returned.
Oh, I was filling in dead air by like talking about like, you know, how hard it is to find a place and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Especially with this housing market. But like,
You should come.
you know, if I did
You
have
should
a-
come to Colombia. House apartment. Nice apartments are like $200 a month.
Yeah, I I just give up all my friends and family and go to Colombia to be with my lesbian wife. That'd be that's a sitcom premise. That's a spin-off.
Yeah.
That is just a spin-off.
Yeah, but Nick, rent is $200 a month.
Rent is what?
$200 a month.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, maybe I should move to. And there's Colombian women there. Yeah, this is getting better by the second. Yeah. Just think about it. I'm like, yeah, why don't I just move to Colombia? But yeah, there's so many things. It's like one, my parents have like put on records that they're like, oh, what we want, because they do want to like travel the world and stuff like that. But like there are things where my mom's injury doesn't make her like move around that much to different places. I'd imagine she'd just want to stay at her home country, while my dad kind of wants to travel abroad and see the sights before like, you know, his life passes. He's not that old, but right, he's very much of that mindset where he's like the type of the type of older person who really thinks like it could be any day, so I got to start living it like my last.
Yeah.
And he wants to like see the sights and write a book about it. And then like they've talked about it. We don't talk about it too much because it seems a little uncomfortable, but I am kind of at the point where I'm accepting of that as a possibility. But like my parents have also just gone on record and went like, we would like to just leave you the house. And that's very sweet. But they've already taken care of me for so long. It's fine. They can like live for themselves a little. I have to figure my own shit out, man. I can't be depending all the time. Worst case scenario, I can just get my good dogs to maul someone and then steal their house.
Maybe
you
you
seem like a dick. You don't need a home.
Yeah. Maybe you could try like the Morrowind trick, where in Morrowind, if you annoy someone enough and they attack you first, murdering them is legal.
I wish we had video game street fight culture where it's like I could like if someone like starts a fight with me, I just beat them up. No one really cares, and I get to steal all their stuff.
Yeah.
It's their fault for being an aggressive dick.
Yeah, you should get to loot people.
Their stand your ground state. That's true. Oh yeah.
You should be able to like loot people, I think.
I think the other thing though, like when you're, I'm just thinking about the rehoming thing because we're at that age, right? And it's just like, it's very interesting to think of the idea of like your main family unit having to like separate ways, and then you're just like, oh man, I'm on my own, which is really exciting in some ways, and then you're like, man, this is going to be really different in other ways.
I have to cook now.
Yeah, exactly. And also just like sometimes you do miss their company. Sometimes
Yeah.
you do. But it's just like I've also thought about it in that thing where it's like for a long time in my 20s my brain was just like I thought I would have graduated earlier. I thought I would have saved money and then I would have put a down payment on a house. Because like I didn't want to like have to leave my house, go to an apartment hop, and then worry about that rent while I'm also still saving for a house. It's just like it's a bunch of different expenses. But it's just like the real estate market in Toronto and Canada in general is pretty bad. It's due for a crash, which means our entire economy is going to be down in a crash. So,
Speaking of markets crashing, we have good news.
I can't put my hopes up. Oh, more AI bankruptcy like Sora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is that first things that happens is that like Google announces they have like made a breakthrough that allows them to like use 6 times less memory to like run their AI.
Yeah.
So the stocks for like all of the like memory companies go down.
That's good.
And then OpenAI, because I guess they're like still running out of money, they failed to like they promised to buy like 40% of the world's supply of RAM, but they failed to do so. So now the stocks of the like RAM companies are like going even like faster down. So now there's like the expectation now that like memory prices might go down a little bit again.
That's good.
And they may keep going down because like yeah, this thing is like it may finally start like in going to the downturn because Nvidia's stock is also like still going down.
My problem with like the AI like space conservation thing is it means that the AI thing might stick around a little longer though.
Yeah.
That's like the only takeaway is the compromise is like on one hand is like I'm very happy that like RAM and memory companies now have to start consuming like going back to the consumer, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, like space optimization in this market is kind of a nightmare
Yeah.
because like innovation to possibly prolong this thing's life is just an annoying thing for us.
Yeah. Yeah, but it seems like it might finally be on the downturn because like a lot of their stocks are crashing. OpenAI is like is like failing to like fulfill contracts.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like
yeah.
they are like canceling like data center projects and like failing to fulfill contracts of like stuff they promised to buy.
You know, I'm glad.
And like yeah, like Nvidia stock is like falling. It has gone like down like $20 in like 2 weeks, which is not great for them, I guess. It's probably good for us, but it isn't great for them.
Totally. Oh man, you mean Jensen might have a little stress? Oh no. Oh Jensen, I don't want you to be stressed. You piece of shit. I still keep on starting fights with him.
Yeah, it peaked at like the stock for Nvidia peaked at like 180 on last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just been going down.
It's just because like the AI thing is so it's so obtuse and abstract on how it quote unquote would make money. Because the entire thing was like, oh, we could replace workforce and then utilize that, but the amount of like resources you have to dump into it, right? And the fact that the models that it trains off on aren't good for replacing people at all, and the content that it generates is like usually associated with ick. It's just like, yeah, no wonder Sora was like billions in debt. No wonder Open is like due for bankruptcy next year. There's no clear vision at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very like there. I think Castle Super Bees. We quoted it so many times, but it's just like in the games market, and then when you hear stuff like that, it's very evident that rich shareholders just actually don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. They're going on vibes. I don't think they're ever going. Yeah. I don't think they're even looking at like graphs and shit. I think they're just going on vibes.
Because like you used to have like the like because they mention it there, like you used to have like the image of the stereotypical Wall Street Journal guy who is so in depth and in tune with like the way the economy works or the way the market would be headed in this predictive nature. But when you get down to it, all of this is mere speculative.
Yeah,
that's why stocks are a gamble. That's why so many of these things aren't consistent. Like there's also like this thing. There is a billboard in Canada that warns people about going into stocks. It literally says, if your friend is talking to you about the stock, it's already too late. Which is true. It's just how it is. It's like that's not like a lot of people think it might be a get rich quick thing, but it's like you'd have to have like so much insight into the market, and then even then there can be things that like throw a wrench in like that stock's value. But like with the OpenAI, like I looked at it, it's just like we all looked at it, and it's like, well, what's the goal? It's to replace workers and stuff to save on costs. But then there's a lot of costs that are being made to train that AI because it's not doing the job properly.
Yeah.
So this is counterintuitive. It's also it also just does major damage to your marketing. So like it's not good. You can keep like trying to make this bubble bigger, but it just won't work. So
yeah,
I am happy that it's dying. I genuinely am. I really hope I get to see an announcement within 2027, just like as early as possible. OpenAI going like, we're shutting down, we're dead, and I'm like, oh no, oh woe is you.
It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so funny watching like Nvidia and Macron and all that stuff like rolling back to like the consumer market, trying to be like, hey guys,
we were always your friends, guys. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, it's like that. It's like the ex who dumped you for the better guy, but then the better guy turned out to be like a piece of shit, and they come back and he's like, "I always loved you." And he's like, "Did you?" I don't think
Hey
you did.
guys.
Hey guys, what are you up to?
And like a lot of people try to defend like AI in games in particular, saying that like we're kind of like in the point where like the ability to make like faster GPUs and like a reasonable price range kind of doesn't exist anymore because we're already at like the smallest transistors possible and stuff like that. So we need to like find other ways to like improve graphics, and I'm like, what if we just like don't? Graphics are good enough. What if we just like don't?
You and I have had this conversation ad nauseum. There's no new pinnacle to achieve other than lighting effects that are subtle. When your marketing push is subtle changes, there's no point. It's like, because the subtle changes are like the only people it appeals to. It doesn't appeal to the mass audience. It appeals to the hobbyist and niche audience, right?
Yeah.
It's like the thing where, I don't know why I'm drawing this parallel, but follow with me on this. It's like with animation, right, on your side, or art on your side, Candy, right? Where for you, when you are making a piece, when you're doing editing, there are details that you think of that would matter. For instance, shadow placement and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And when you post that picture, when you post that video, that thing was important to you, but it is subtle. Other people who, like your casual viewer, might not even pick it up.
Yeah.
A person who does animating, who does art, will pick it up. That's kind of what you do it for. That's kind of like to showcase, like, I acknowledge these kind of things when it comes to that. But when it comes to the mass marketing of like gamers, that word has been ruined. But like, a lot of the audience is relatively casual, especially on stuff like that. You get the casual audience that cares about photorealism, but none of them really care that much on lighting effects. So that push just doesn't work. And now everything's gotten to this point where, like, they're using Unreal Engine or like some engine that's just kind of going on photorealism, so a lot of games don't look too distinct. So it's like, whatever, you can't market like graphics anymore.
Yeah.
You can't market subtle changes. You can't do anything. So like this AI shtick, that AI filter was like one of the grossest things. Ironically, it's the most prevalent graphical change that a GPU company has pushed, and it is the ugliest shit ever.
Yeah. And I thought like another thing, like in particular for that one, because like they're talking about like, first of all, I don't know if it's ever going to be possible to do that, because like the demo they showed that stupid thing on was like running on like two 5090s.
5090s. It wasn't for, again, Castle Super Beast and speculation for it, but it's just like the idea was to look at it for shareholders when it comes to like
Yeah, and it didn't fucking work.
videos. It didn't work, and also Sora is dead. So we've already shown like the demand for something of that nature would also suck. So that just kind of feedback loops into this like not mattering.
Yeah, and like, so like they're claiming they're going to have like by fall they're going to have it running on like single GPUs. But it's like no, you're not going to. You're not going to optimize that to that point.
No.
So even if like
energy you need to run these systems just it doesn't make any of this feasible.
Yeah. So what's going to end up happening is that you're going to it's going to be only like it's going to run into like the same problem like ray tracing has run into and stuff like that. And it is like you keep like making all these features that only work on like super high end like kit. And then you look at the Steam surveys, and like most people are running at 3060.
Yeah.
Most people are running at 3060. A lot of people are running laptops. Right? So all of this fancy stuff you're like trying to market as like ray tracing and like ultra settings, most people are not going to see that shit.
It doesn't work because like the thing is with the PC market is it's a modular market. The uniform on average has to be like some of the most price friendly options, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone is the hardcore audience. You can make the argument that the hardcore audience is going to be the one who will buy your shit no matter what. They're going to have the most high-end things. But if that's the selling point, then that doesn't matter because your market has become niche. The population's too low by comparison to the casual market who has like the cheaper components and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they're
kind of the benefit of games that are optimized for consoles that were around like a standard mid-tier PC. Because then most people could play it.
Like there is a reason Fortnite has a setting that like disables all of the features from Unreal Engine. There's a reason.
Yeah. Well, it's also like something funny where it's just like these like a bunch of these graphical things, like these features that were always like thrown in that they kind of try to make a big deal, be it like DLSS, like it can work in certain like frame saving things. I don't mean 5, but like ones before, right?
Yeah, and like
Like
also
the
that is the reason DLSS before this was successful, because it like actually appealed to like the lower end hardware,
exactly.
It actually made games better on that, on those like.
But like at the same time, I know no one who unironically goes like, I need to run like ray tracing on my game, I need to run HDR, I need to do all this shit. Like my friends usually don't care. They do it for the gimmick maybe once to look at it and go like, oh, then they look at the frame rate counter and go like, oh, and then they change back to normal.
Yeah.
Like
It's just like, yeah, it's just like I was going to like compare the like the DLSS 5 thing to. You ever seen those like every now and then Saudi Arabia announces they're like building like some insane fucking like crazy project, like a city that is like around like an artificial lake, or a city that is inside like a man like.
yeah.
And
Like the artificial islands as well, yeah.
yeah, and then like 4 years later they announced they're just like putting funding to that.
Yeah.
That feels
Because
like me. To me, the LSS 5 feels like a Saudi Arabia showblood. Like they're trying to like get like investor attention. They don't actually have a product. They don't have a timeline. They don't have a.
Yeah, the GPU thing just doesn't matter. Like even then, Nvidia's biggest complaint wasn't necessarily some sort of graphical fidelity overhaul, because like a lot of games like have, again, we talk about it, like the law of diminishing returns. Most people just wanted more VRAM.
Yeah.
That's it, because like, hey, I'm running like, you know, this game is stuttering because of that, or hey, I run editing software for graphical stuff, for video editing, etc., or graphic design, and it's just like I need more VRAM because the cache on Adobe is just so poorly optimized, or like it would just make like things easier for me. And for some reason, like Nvidia is like, no, but what if we gave Leon dick sucking lips? It's like, no, don't. You already had those to begin with. How dare you?
It's like a game like a complete inability to like actually see what the market looks like, which I don't know what that like. They get to.
Okay, whatever.
They get surrounded by like yes men and like people who agree with them, like a very small group of people who agree with them, and they're completely like.
Or they kind of go in. I feel like with GPUs, a lot of it is just like the idea is like, okay, this was the proven method that works, and in a lot of capitalistic situations, innovation is downplayed because innovation's a risky endeavor, right? You want your returns. So let's continue on the thing we already did. But the problem is you kind of nearly mastered the thing you've already did. So now you have to try finding slightly the same shit with the same label. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's something not as important, but labeling it as the same thing as that important thing.
Yeah.
There's like also a thing like before the 3060 candy, right? Because like the most common GPU for a long time was the 1060.
Yeah.
That was a workhorse. A lot of people were satisfied with it. It could run most things.
And that one didn't even have ray tracing.
Yeah. And the way it goes is like people, your niche audience is always going to be the one who gets the new thing, but they're going to be the lowest in terms of population size. Your mid-price thing is going to be the thing that people care about, or like your older product that still gets the job done. I don't know anyone who actually owns a 50 series card, like personally in my stable of friends. I think Dura, who used to buy like graphics cards so regularly, stopped at the 4070 or 4080.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone I know who bothered with a 50 series. So I don't know.
Yeah, like if you look at like the GPUs that are like looking at the Steam stats, like the GPUs that are like still gaining like percentage points are like the 3060, the 4060, the 5060.
Yeah, your mid or your budget options are going to be the more popular ones for a reason. They're the more affordable ones. They're the ones people are going to go to. Like your hobbyist market is nice and all, but you like, unless you can find a way to make them whales, your market's not really going to survive.
Yeah.
And even then, their patience and tolerance for that might lower if you try making them whales. So
It's just like I don't know. Like this,
I
like
feel like
I'm honestly going to say like it's not even the industry. I feel like the entire economy on like global is like due for a crash and a good reset.
there are a lot of places that can. The housing market, the AR market, just like a bunch of other like trade markets. Yeah, no, it could totally happen. Maybe then I can afford a house. I'll go to a real estate agent who used to scoff at me. He'll be like, "I'll sell you this bungalow for a potato." I'm like, "All right." And I give him a rotten one. You didn't specify the type of potato, you bitch. He's like, "Oh, I'll still eat it." Oh no. Gives me the keys. There's that old Simpsons episode where Bart just walks into one of those government offices that's doing the auctions for properties, and he buys like an old steel mill for $1, and I'm like, I envy that. You know what I could get away? If I paid for a steel mill for $1, I could sell that land so fast and just buy my
Yeah,
own
just flip
shit.
that shit.
Yeah, I just like give some company would be like, I wanna like put a giant like residential area here, but there's some guy who owns the land. He's like, I bought this for $1. How much are you selling it for? How much are you willing to fucking give, rich man?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it collapsed within a day. I mean, that was a fun. And to be fair, I specified the land because they're already going to do if they're going to construct something over like an old structure, they're going to tear it down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Not like I'd have to live there. I just have to own the
Yeah.
land and sit on it for a while.
I would love to live in a place like that, like somewhat
I do
like a
too.
somewhat renovated like old factory or something like that.
Yeah, no, I do kind of get where you're going from, Candy, because like I used to want to live in like a warehouse because I think it'd be a cool like setup, right? Like there's something kind of cool to that.
Yeah.
It's the feasibility, right? It's just like, oh, it would be probably harder to commute from place to place, but it looked cool. There was the sounds so old person stuff, but like there are YouTube videos where I see guys who like buy an old an Environment Firehouse would be sick. You're totally right. I
Yeah.
think it was like the
Totally.
setting for like I think that was the setting for like one sitcom where like
Doesn't the
family kinda,
protagonist of
dies.
doesn't the protagonist of the like Princess Diaries live in like an abandoned firehouse at the beginning of the first movie?
I want to say like the Jonas Brothers has a sitcom where they did that too. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I forget. Oh yeah, they're like YouTube videos of guys like buying those. You know those stores in like the middle, like building complexes in a bunch of like, in like a street where it's just like 2 floors. It's a store on the bottom floor and then their apartment on the top.
Yeah.
Like you get like videos of like guys buying like old ones that have been run down and then they completely refurbish. You're thinking of the Jonas Brothers one too, yeah? Because I remember them like go every time the Jonas Brothers in that sitcom, they'd be like, "I have an idea, let's go," and then they slide down the fire pole. It's just like the stupidest thing. But another part of me looks at that and goes like, "I would do that shit." um, but yeah, it's a bunch of restoration, like building restoration videos where they turn like the place into their own home, which I think was a really cool idea. There was one where this couple bought an old abandoned like orphanage school and then they just refurbished it into their house.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at it like, that looks rad. But then I thought about it and it's like, after you guys die, it's going to be a horror movie setting.
Yeah.
Like 10,000%. No matter how nice you make that place look, that is due to be haunted.
That's another good tactic. Like at least for someone like myself who doesn't believe in any of that, find a modern house.
That is true. I've thought about that too. Like, it says something about this economy, but it's just like, if a real estate agent's like, it's cheap, and is like, oh, why is it so cheap? He's like, a guy killed his wife and kids. Like, well, that sounds like a problem for them.
Yeah, that's not a me problem. I don't have a wife.
Yeah, okay. You say it's like you're saying it's like a block away from a bus stop? God damn. Plumbing's good.
And honestly, it makes for a fun story.
Yeah. I'm just like, I would like, she's just like trying to secure the sale, like the real estate agent. She's like super worried. It's like, he did murder them, and he did dissolve their bones with bleach in the bathtub, but like it's been over 10 years. He's like, so the pipes are clean. Wonderful. I hate plumbers. What do you say this was running for? It's like it's 480K. I know it might be a bit high. I'll take it.
Speaking of plumbers, did you hear they're putting like Star Fox in like the fucking Super Mario movie now?
I guess they could make. Oh god, we're making a cinematic multiverse.
Yeah.
It makes sense because it's Mario Galaxy, so your star properties. I could also see like maybe Samus running around, which would be cool to have. Oh well,
No.
depends on who you get the director. You might get another other M.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah, I can. This is getting. I feel like everyone is rightfully tired of cinematic universes, and doing this is just make 250K and you got a deal. Yeah, totally. I don't know. Me and Candy watched that thing where the guy like lives in the house that's haunted because the rent is cheap. Like I'm totally in that mindset.
Yeah.
Like I give a fuck.
Do you think ghosts are scared of me? Do you
There's
think
that
I'm
other
scared of ghosts? No, I'm not. They're scared of me.
There's that other YouTube short where this guy is clearly haunted in like a low rent household, and like this monster under his bed is like tugging his feet, and he just kicks it off and he goes back to bed. He wakes up the next morning and then he sees like the blood writing on the mirror. He's like, oh, and then he just gets a Windex and cleans it off. And then he just goes to his fridge and he dodges a chair being thrown at him, and like he's like, oh. And the ghost's like, nice reflexes. And it's like, yeah, could you like stop that? And it's like, aren't you scared? Like, I'm a ghost. And it's like, dude, this is the only place I can afford. I'm eating Pop Tarts. I'm eating like corn dogs for dinner, frozen corn dogs. And the ghost is like, oh my God. Like, it's pitying him.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the energy. Literally after that, he makes corn dogs for both of them, and they sit on beanbag chairs because that's the only furniture he has. And he's like, "So how did you die?" "Oh, I had a Tinder date and she stabbed me to death." "Oh."
No, like I imagine I buy a haunted house, and then like 3 months later the ghost is in a support group for ghosts, and he's like, yeah, I tried to haunt her, but like ever since she found out I'm a female ghost, she keeps trying to find ways to have sex with me.
She keeps on going, like she keeps on floating the idea of getting pregnant. I'm a ghost. I can't.
I don't know how to deal with her anymore.
I don't know how to deal with her anymore. Anything, I think my ghost would be at the support group going like he keeps on trying to make me pay rent. I'm just there for the hustle. I'm just like, yeah, god damn it, if you're gonna live in my house, pay your due.
Yeah. And just, like, can you know, like, I don't know, like, genuinely imagine being so fucking horny that you scare a ghost off? It's like, but I want to try at least once for the story. Come on.
I wonder if that would damage your self-esteem. Are ghosts desperate? Would they be desperate? Ghosts can't do physical things though. They can't eat. They can move things around for some reason.
Yeah, and that is the thing. That is where like you have to figure out like where that threshold lies, and figure out like, okay, how do we make a condom work as a thing the ghost can move? Because then you can give me a handy.
I think we had this talk in an earlier podcast, which is problematic. But like, what would like? Isn't there a thing where like ghosts can visit your dreams? Would that count? Like you would do it in your dream?
Maybe.
Or is that more like the blue alien thing of like Mass Effect, where it's like it kind of counts, but it also feels like it doesn't count?
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't count.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too into ghosts, I'd imagine.
I just want to be finger blasted by someone who died 300 years ago. Is that so much to ask?
Quite literally, yes.
The fact that I did, like, I'm always stuttering, but I didn't trip on that once.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. I feel like those like it's not to be like, oh, murder houses are like a vibe or anything, but there is something kind of interesting for that kind of story as well.
Yeah.
I think you know what the funny thing is, I've made fun of so many friends who are like me and Candy mentioned our friend Wen. Wen is total cottage girl um Tumblr lesbian witch, right?
Yeah.
To the point where you can easily suss out the ones who are. And like I had a client and she was talking about like you'd want to live in like the suburbs, and I clocked her so fast with how like she has like the septum piercing and thing. And I'm just like, let me guess. You want to live in a cottage in the woods during autumn? It's a vibe. And she got so like flabbergasted. It's like, shut up. Let me guess, Hobbit coded. She's like, stop it.
I don't want to live underground. I feel like living underground will solve a lot of my problems with like.
You know what the thing is? Like the Hobbit houses are actually really charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean proper underground.
Proper underground. Well, the thing is, like humans actually do need vitamin D for health reasons, and also like if you limit certain natural lights, you are way more prone to exacerbating and like amplifying existing like depressive
Yeah.
traits and conditions. So like as much as people goes like, oh, I hate sunlight, like it does have pretty good effects for the human psyche. There are situations where people who are photosensitive have like issues, but like yeah, there are things like that where I suppose you could try supplements and stuff, but I think it would also just affect your mind, just weirdly.
Yeah.
Then again, we might have an underground colony of albinos. Who knows?
Like I don't know. Like I'm already living like that. I guess like because my window is always covered up. I have my window covered up.
You are pretty pale too.
Yeah. My window is already my window is already always covered up. I always have my light on because like there is absolutely no light going into my room.
Oh my god, is that why you're into pet play, white girl? Oh, it all connects. Oh.
Okay, the podcast is ending now. Thank you everyone for.
This is her. Do you want me to actually? All right, check out my YouTube.
I mean, it is already midnight for you, isn't it?
That's youtube.com/oddknocker. And drop a follow on my Twitch or my YouTube. Link is in the title of the podcast. Follow Katie on her Twitch and YouTube to see her past podcasts, clips, and podcasts. Check her Blue Sky for her organized thoughts, or join her Discord to see her disorganized thoughts, which are her usual thoughts. The bots will leave all the links provided, and if you have such feedback for the podcast, like Candy, your turn.
Please stop showing me weird commercials. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that dog.
And also buy a collar, white girl.
Oi!
See your kin get scared was
I'm only white passing.
Oh, this is a fun change of pace where I get to do this to her, everyone. I want you to know. This is good. All right.
I'm only white passing.
White passing. Stop it. Stop it. I'm a woman of culture. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, happy, and have a wonderful week. Oh, take care, Candy. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So as usual, thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you. I always appreciate it. How are you guys doing? Yes, we already talked a little bit earlier, but let's talk a little bit more. How are you guys doing? Are you doing fine? I'm going to try to stream like earlier next week as well. I'm probably not going to succeed, but I'm going to try. I'm probably going to fail, but I'm going to try. Yeah, so I guess like as usual, like next week we're probably going to continue what we were doing this week. We're just going to keep like we're going to keep doing what we were doing this week. We're going to play more Morrowind, more Twilight Princess, and then for like because there's still like 1, 2, yeah. So we have next week, and then we have the week after that, and then after that we actually have like the birthday, the stuff I have playing for like the birthday week. So we still have 2 weeks of just like regular content for now. But yeah, as usual, thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you had a fun time today. I hope the puppy allegations are resolved. And I see you guys again next week. Have a good day, good night, good rest of your time zone. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye. I'm not a puppy. If anything, I will say I'm more like a mangy cat than anything like that. I'm more like an old, like mangy cat. You know, have you ever seen those cats that are like homeless and are like super crusty and like kind of ugly, but in like in a cute way? I feel like I'm like that. I feel like I'm a little like miserable little cat. But okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye. There are scrungy dogs too, yeah. But I like the thing about like the scrungy dogs is like when you think of a scrungy dog, you think of like one of those like crusty old like. You think of one of those like crusty fucking white dogs, and I hate those. I hate those fucking like crusty white dogs. They make me uncomfortable. No, I don't want to be a crusty dog. They're always like small and annoying. And I'm tall and annoying. I'm different. I'm different. I'm too big to be a like crusty, like a little crusty white dog. Yeah, but like big dogs can be skinny too. Have you ever seen a Great Dane? Great Danes are really skinny. But like, okay, we're going. Bye bye.